This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. I did not think I was going to make this happen. That's why I had the stream scheduled for 8 o'clock. But we are ready to rock and roll for a 7 p.m. hockey game between the Oilers and the Minnesota Wild in Minnesota, St. Paul, Minneapolis this evening, as the Oilers look forward to hopefully getting back to action in the win column this evening. I had an inclination that I might sit on the couch and sit there, watch the game, and obviously watch the Oilers win. You've seen a very weird pattern develop here to start the NHL season for the Edmonton Oilers, that in being that for the Oilers, they have not won on a single night I've streamed nor gone to a game. So, as it currently stands for us this evening, we're going to try and go out there and, of course, win tonight on stream. I was going to sit on the couch like the Nashville game and watch them dummy the Minnesota Wild because that's the way the pattern's working. But no, we're going to do this live. We're going to try and get in the win column and get our poop in a group, I guess you could say, tonight together live here on Dolynny TV. Robin, good evening. Do I know the lines this evening, friends? I guess I could get that ready for you. Obviously, it's been a big day, and there's some shuffling of the lineups from the Edmonton Oilers head coach, Jay Woodcroft. There's been a lot of debate made about it. But what I will tell you is there's a little bit of common sense here to it, and also a little bit of hope for the Edmonton Oilers this evening. So as it currently stands, I would expect, you won't see it on the screenshot, but I would expect Mr. Jack Campbell to get the start from everything I've read. So stay tuned on that front. Obviously, we could very well see Stuart Skinner, but I think after his gaffe in the Winnipeg game, we probably won't see him. So let me load this up. There you go. The lines. Kane, Draisaitl, Janmark, okay? I believe it was Jason Gregor today who had the best line of the day on this whole situation there for the Edmonton Oilers and what this shakes out to be for them. Basically, for the Oilers, you're going to put Kane and Draisaitl on the line. Now, Kane, obviously, rough start to the year. You're looking to get him going. Leon Draisaitl, great start to the year so far statistically as far as stats go. And the other thing is he kind of doesn't fully back check properly. So you're left with a line of guys, if you put somebody like Holloway or somebody up there, who might not be getting back. Matthias Janmark, though, defensively reliable, and obviously a guy who is known more so for the defensive two-way game as opposed to the offensive prowess. You've got two guys on the ice that can pass the puck back and forth, drive the net, and do their thing. So why not put Matthias Janmark up there again? I don't think Matthias Janmark has earned this on play. He has earned this on reputation in terms of what he brings defensively. It's nothing to do with what he's done this year. It's just when you look at the lineup construction, this is how it's meant to go. That's the best summary I could give you on why it's Matthias Janmark tonight on the top line. Fogle, RNH, Hyman, run it back like you did against Nashville, right? Obviously, you look at how it's spanned out. You went 2 games without a win, 2 games without a win. You're 5 games in, game number 6, game number 3 of the 2-game set loss. Guess what? You're looking for a win, and that line was productive against Nashville. Holloway, McLeod, Brown. This is a note passed on from Tony Brar on Oilers TV today, pretty much saying, well, you look at it here from the Oilers' perspective is it's kind of weird not to see Dylan Holloway moved up. Kind of weird to obviously see Ryan McLeod and Connor Brown still together. Connor Brown really hasn't given you much so far. But there's one key to this line so far for the Oilers, and it's these guys love playing together. Connor Brown's shaved the beard so as he looks younger to play with him. And like Connor Brown has bought in to be in that steady Eddie veteran right winger that those two need to produce results. You know what Dylan Holloway's been doing so far, so I would venture a guess that Connor Brown enjoys doing that for him, and we'll see, hopefully with Connor McDavid out of the lineup, a little bit better distribution of ice time, hence better results from this third line tonight. That is where I'm going with that. Now you turn this one around, Ernie and Ryan. So Adam Ernie draws back into the lineup. Q on, you're missing Connor McDavid. So no big deal. When you look at the defense, Nurse, Ceci, Ekholm, Bouchard, Kulak, Broberg, Desharnais. And I love that every Oilers media guy is starting to do this Broberg/Desharnais instead of your top 6 and then a guy at the bottom, because really on that bottom pair, it is by committee, the hot hand, and secondarily to the situations. So for the Oilers tonight, that's your lines. Jack Campbell, like I said, likely to get the start. And already I've been live for about a grand total of 5 minutes, and I'm like, why was I thinking about skipping this? I'm having way too much fun right out of the gate. Friends, I missed you. Obviously, it was a long weekend of hockey with the Oilers playing on Saturday night, and then Sunday going out to Vulcan to call some hockey, and then you got to look at it, Monday was an off day, and it started snowing in southern Alberta, thus meaning, yes indeed, it's no heat season in the HVAC world. So busy times on my side of the business. So let's go here and quickly look at this from the Oilers' perspective tonight and say, I think when it comes down to it, we don't care how it's done, what it looks like. I don't care what needs to be done, who needs to step up. Just get the win, right? That's calm the storm, right? Obviously, the storm's very ugly for the Oilers right now. A lot of people doubting this Oilers team. Is there something here for the Oilers where they're not going to be able to make expectations come true? Well, again, you win tonight, suddenly you're 2-3-1, you got 5 points on the season, and you know what, you come through together, and suddenly you win against New York, you're 500, suddenly you go into the Heritage Classic, Connor returns, you're 4-3-1, and the narrative has completely flipped, and you're talking about a team on a 3-game win streak. So tonight is the start of that. Again, just go out there, get it done. It don't matter how you do it. I don't care if it's a shootout. I don't care if it's an overtime own goal. Whatever it takes, go out there and win tonight. And that's as simple as it is. We don't have to overanalyze who needs to step up, who needs to do this. Yeah, we can hope like Odin does for obviously seeing somebody in the lineup come through with some big goals. But again, no matter who does it, no matter how it's done, I don't care if Leon Draisaitl scores 6 unassisted goals and everybody else is terrible and we win 6-5. I don't care how you map it out. We just gotta win it at the end of the day. And that's what I'm hoping the Edmonton Oilers do this evening. So, Robin, so much to your suggestion for moving Vinny to the 4th line and park him in front of the net. I will tell you, if the Edmonton Oilers lose another roster player tonight, okay, they play shorthanded the next game, I would not be surprised to see Vinny Desharnais as a 4th line winger up there. I believe, I want to say Jay Woodcroft or somebody down there in Bakersfield, maybe Colin Chalk after Woodcroft joined us, had used some defensemen. I believe it was somebody more depth AHL player-wise. I'd have to get the Bakersfield fan core that follows here on Dolynny TV to correct me on this one. But they used a defenseman as a right winger for a little while. So keep in mind that there might be some history here within the Oilers organization of doing it. And I would not mind seeing it in case of emergency on Thursday should a guy go down. So keep that in mind. There's plenty of stuff to come this evening in terms of what happens on the ice. Alan, good evening to you. You're interested in seeing a game without the goal. Currently eating pizza pops because they are Oiler orange. All right, well, there you go. It is that simple, right, friends? Do whatever you got to do tonight to try and muster up that win, because it's going to be a tough go for the Edmonton Oilers to get in a victory for the first time since 2019 in Minnesota, and we'll see if they can do it this evening. The Oilers Fanatic tuning in from Morrisonville, New York. You ever heard of that place? I certainly haven't. And watching an Oilers game on ESPN Plus for the first time. I mean, wow, that's yikes. Tough task. First year in some nowhere town, New York, and then you're watching on ESPN Plus. I mean, Oilers Plus broadcasts were bad, but can we have a moment to discuss how bad that ESPN broadcast of the Oilers game tonight is likely going to be? Yikes. Patrick will keep us updated throughout. As we get going, I'm just ripping on it for fun, but I mean, like, we also know that Sportsnet doesn't necessarily do the best broadcasts, but Canadian hockey broadcasts, Canadian teams are miles ahead of anything they do down in the United States. You will, Patrick, to my guess, probably witness the entire ESPN staff saying that Edmonton is going to draft first overall because of their start. I will guarantee at some point somebody's going to be making that joke at the bare minimum. All right, where are we at, friends? We are cooking along this evening, let me tell you that. It looks good to see the start of the stream get going. We're at 6:58, so we're just about ready for game time tonight. And looks like things are obviously picking up on the stream as well and the back end of things. Last year's Minnesota live stream now has a view that I feel unfortunate for, but is what it is. And as well, if you haven't left a like yet on the stream, make sure to do that, friends. And hopefully, let's see what happens here. So for the Oilers, big thing tonight. Like I said, if you're just joining, go out there and win. It don't matter how you do it. It don't matter why you do it. It don't matter when you do it. Just win, right? I don't care if it's a shootout. I don't care if it's overtime. Just win. I know, like at the last game, I was saying let's not recycle the same 3 or 4 lines, but that's really all we have to say. There's one line tonight. Just win. That's all it takes this evening. So, yeah, we'll see what ends up coming out of it tonight. Like I said, the Wild, though, tough test always for the Oilers. They just seem to have the Oilers numbers throughout the history of being an Oilers fan myself since 05-06. So I'd expect that tonight the Oilers try and change that narrative to some degree. And I don't know if it's Evander Kane going out there and, again, right, scrapping right out of the gate, make the boys shorthanded early on so as you can try and get the most offensive juice out of your lineup, then balance it later in the game and shut down the victory. I don't care what happens. Just like I said, you just got to get the job done tonight. And that's really all it comes down to this evening. Ace, good evening to you. And let's see where we're at right now, friends. I just want to refresh the standings quickly. We'll get the scoreboard in a moment. Vegas now 6-0-0. They play Philly this evening. They could move to 7-0-0 if they pull off the win. Obviously, for the Oilers, they are 2 points out of last in the Pacific Division. And yes, right, San Jose currently playing the game. So we'll check in on those scores as well as things shake out. The NHL scoreboard brought to you by Tyson's Computer. We don't have sponsors for this stuff. Let's keep that in mind. Let me go here, scoreboard. Thank you. Let's go over and see where we're at. Sabres 5-1 over the Senators. Lightning 2-0 over the Hurricanes. Devils 2-1 over the Canadiens. Stars and Penguins 1 apiece. Sharks leading the Panthers midway through the second 1-0. There's your big gasp of the night. The Oilers could be in a tie for last place if everything goes wrong this evening. Avalanche and Islanders 2-1 for the Avs. Kraken and Red Wings tied 0-0 after 1. Bruins and Blackhawks just getting underway inside the first 7 minutes. Ducks and Jackets 0-0, 6:40 to go in this first period. Blues and Jets 4 minutes in 0-0. And then as well, the Oilers starting at 7 o'clock. Canucks Preds at 7:15. Rangers Flames at 7:45. And then you've got the Coyotes and Kings starting at 8:30. Flyers and Golden Knights at 9 p.m. So, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that was a exhale, trying to swallow at the same time. Wow. Welcome to live production, friends. You'll see it all, I promise you that. That is absolutely terrible. Wow. That was not good at all. I am sorry to anyone that had to watch that. My apologies to you. I had to watch that first person. Not good. Not good at all. Yeah, friends, I will echo the sentiments. We just need a big win tonight and obviously go out there and get the job done. So, see what happens here from the Oilers. Obviously, come out hot and get the victory. That's all that matters. And I don't even want to watch that back because that was bad. Wow. I hate to keep making mention of it, but yikes. Okay, what we got going on here is the Oilers starting lines tonight. You got Kane, Draisaitl, Janmark, like I mentioned. Fogle, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman as the second line and the second option, I guess you could say. And then the third option, a very good one, in Holloway, Brown, and McLeod. We'll see what they have to bring for us tonight. Evander Kane, obviously a good little tussle there against Brendan Dillon. And he brought the energy last game out. So we'll see what ends up happening here for him this evening. They're talking about the second line and what they were able to contribute the last game out. So hopefully for the Oilers, they go do this same thing against the Predators tonight against the Wild. So we'll obviously see what happens, but we are just about ready for the national anthems in Minnesota. and then we will be ready to rock and roll with this first period of hockey this evening. We have one commercial break quickly, friends. So with that in mind, I will tell you once again, if you've just joined the live chat or you've just joined things here on Dolynny TV, make sure to hit that like button so far if you're ready for a good hockey game. I'm not saying if you're enjoying the content. I'm saying if you're ready for a good hockey game, let's get that thumbs up and let's go, because we want to get off to a hot start tonight, let me tell you, and hopefully as many of you along for the ride to watch me freak out when the Oilers score goals would not be a bad thing at all. Okay, what else do we know? Let's go quickly over here and see where we're sitting at. I'm going to go to the scoreboard one more time, see if it's updated at all, and then I will get the Oilers scoreboard. That's why I was going over here. I just got a little distracted, don't mind me. Oilers versus Wild at 7 p.m. Obviously, Draisaitl leading the way for the Oilers, and the Wild 5 games in at 2-2-1, being led the way by Joel Eriksson Ek, who's been a steady Eddie NHLer for a long time, it seems like now. And there you go. Just like that, scoreboard's up. We're good to go, and we are ready to rock and roll this evening. So if you got any questions about what's going on, you can ask me. Obviously, I'm not going to have any answers because, like I said in the last video, you can put the glasses on and it doesn't look any better with glasses on. I think somebody found that quite hilarious in the comments of that video. I think that was one of my best lines of the season so far, to be honest with you, and it was one of those spur of the moment. I looked down, look at my glasses, and away we go. So hopefully a lot more of that to go here tonight. And Michael, to your comment about the Oilers 1-9 in our last 10 versus the Wild, you can look at it as either we're screwed, like you said, or you can look at it as we're due. And I think tonight the only way to look at it, because of what's going on here with the Oilers, is simply we are due. We have to win tonight. Like I said, don't matter how, don't matter what happens. You just gotta win tonight, and see what happens. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're just going through Canada right now, and hopefully get into this hockey game right away here in a matter of a few seconds. I'm going to take a quick second to look at the watch time, because obviously we did not have the long pregame that we normally do, but when you look at it out, it's 3.72, so I'm assuming we could probably go out there and get that 5 hours before the end of warm-ups and pregame and all that stuff here. They got the color party coming onto the ice right now to obviously honor the flags of the Minnesota Wild's situation here. I'm really not, like, there's multiple flags other than the American flag, so I'm not really sure what they're hoisting here, but yeah, we are ready to rock and roll, friends. Owen Lepp, welcome along. We should be able to get things going here in a matter of moments, as we are going to have a big salute here to one of the Minnesota Wild's fans and veterans in attendance tonight for this one. And let's get this going, friends. We are just about ready to get underway for hockey. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I'm just like, the stream's literally not moving anywhere. It's just going in circles here. And Alan, thank you so much. Again, as I said, tonight you just got to win no matter what. That was the mantra against the guys there we faced last time. Who did we play? Winnipeg Jets on Saturday? Yeah, that was a late game. But again, the mantra was just win that night. Tonight we got to win. But what happened in that Winnipeg game, as Alan's making mention, is the Oilers choked it. They were up, and then they lost it. So tonight you have to go out there and win. You can't choke it tonight. And you choke it tonight, as I was trying to make fun of in the chat, there's bigger problems. And the more you lose, the further behind you are, and the better you have to play, as Ace also said. So let's just go make it easy on ourselves. How about that? That's, I guess, the best way to put it. Make it easy on yourself. Alan, thank you again for a great talking point. I was kind of avoiding it all stream, right? I didn't talk about the choke job against the Jets because I couldn't watch it, but that's fine and dandy. We'll battle through and we'll get it going. William, I hate to say it, but Kane there. What about Evander Kane? All right. All right. I don't know. I'm not fully following that. Oh, no. Evander Kane is Evander Kane is a great pillar in the Oilers hockey community already. Not in terms of like player status, but in terms of community involvement. Evander Kane has found his home. I'll tell you that much. The Evander Kane of old, don't worry about it. Honestly, that is old news, and it will be old news for the rest of his career. He is, you look at everything the Oilers have put out about him since joining town. Ah, man, that guy, he's got a heart of gold, and he knows how to treat people good, and that's what he's come here to do. So no questioning Evander Kane's off-ice activities anymore, because I believe he's fully committed, and obviously too impactful being committed. We are ready for face-off, friends. Zach Hyman at center ice alongside his line mates Draisaitl. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's RNH, Fogle, and Hyman this evening. The puck is down and the Wild win it. They're without Spurgeon tonight, so keep that in mind. Their defense a little bit behind. Here's Fogle deacon across, the one-timer coming, and Zach Hyman just couldn't pop it back door. Kind of lost an edge, and down he went. The Wild back into the offensive zone. They're going to fire it down along the boards, get to the far side wall. They miss a pass in the neutral kind of part of the middle of the ice there, the slot, I guess is what you'd call that. And now here all of a sudden Nugent Hopkins got a chance to hit the shot. The Oilers are offside. That was a hot start. Not expecting that, right? The Oilers come out of the gates. They clamp down on defense there right away and get a timely turnover from the Minnesota Wild, and then they did the attack right away. I again would love to see Fogle shoot that there, not necessarily for just fantasy points, but I'd love to see Fogle do a little bit more with the puck in terms of putting it on net. The face-off down, the Wild win it, and this is kind of the other side. They're tangled up along the wall there. Looks like we got a little something going between Ryan Reeves and whoever number 20 of the Minnesota Wild is. We'll see what happens. Marcus Johansson to the attack here in the Edmonton Oilers zone. He'll leave it at the blue line. Wild are unable to keep it in, and it's my buddy's favorite player, Brock Faber, offside at the Oilers line. So this line has to get this job done tonight for the Edmonton Oilers of Janmark, Kane, and Draisaitl. But as I've already said, it don't matter what has to happen to win tonight. You just got to win. We're back to action as the puck gets drawn back to Evan Bouchard. Bouchard across to Ekholm, and a couple of passes through the neutral zone, chipped in and into the glove of Gustafsson. And as I said to somebody today at work, I'm expecting the Oilers to get goalied because, of course, it was going to be Gustafsson no matter what. You knew the Wild would not start Marc-Andre Fleury tonight because even if they planned on it, you always go to the backup goaltender against a struggling Oilers squad because that makes our misery that much worse, and that's who's in net tonight for the Minnesota Wild. Draisaitl on the face-off draw wins it back to Kane, over to Bouchard at the near side point, scores! Evan Bouchard claps it through traffic. The Oilers take a 1-0 lead, and the new look top line has struck already just 54 seconds into the game. Hey, what do you say? Here I'm talking up Philip Gustafsson, and the first shot he faces goes back in the net. Hello, Mikko Koskinen. How's it going tonight? As the Oilers put it home, and just an absolute clapper there from the high zone from Evan Bouchard. Great pass by Kane, wide open. The Wild collapsed on the dot, and Bouchard put it far side, and just nice and dandy in that back pocket back there. Ooh, let's go. The Oilers, Evan Bouchard up to his second goal of the season already, friends. Northern Farm Girl, welcome in, and we are ready to rock into the Minnesota Wild zone again. Here's the Oilers to the attack, trying to keep it in. They can't do it. Vinny Desharnais and Brett Kulak draw him back into center ice, chip it back into the Minnesota Wild zone. Now, all of a sudden, the Wild have it in the far side corner. They're going to walk to the far side dot, chip it up off a stick and into the Oilers zone, just off the glass as well. McLeod in behind his own net, absorbs contact, leaves it there for a follow-up from Connor Brown. Can't get it through. McLeod now taking battle there. Vinny Desharnais trying his best to win this one up the wall to Brown. He does. Brown will outlet over to Kulak. Kulak's got kind of bad numbers up ice, so he'll dump it into the near side boards. Holloway takes a stumble. He's going to draw a call. And there you go. Patrick, now what I will tell you is that is the way the Oilers want to start 100%. Get an early goal, crash and bang against the end wall to get a call, chasing a dumped in puck. And look at that, Dylan Holloway, the old can opener hook right there from the Minnesota Wild defenseman. Who is that? John Merrill. And this is a big time chance here for the Oilers to bury it. They had one, I think, in, was it Philadelphia or was it somewhere else, where they had a 5-on-3, and all they needed to do was score that goal, and they just couldn't do it. And now all of a sudden you're right here to get going. The face-off, one back for the Oilers. Bouchard to the attack. Draisaitl, the one-timer. Can't get it through, and then Bouchard keeps it in. Oh, you love to see that. Draisaitl walking down the wall. He's going to go into the corner. Back to the point to Bouchard. He can't keep it in. And let's get this going here as Bouchard back in his defensive zone will skate ahead. And this one gets going over to the near side to Draisaitl. He'll tap it in to Zach Hyman. Hyman gets tangled up along the wall. Back to the point, Bouchard with a $1.30 to move in the power play. Draisaitl across far side. Kane couldn't handle it. Now Draisaitl tips it back to Bouchard. Bouchard across to Nugent-Hopkins. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl shoots into traffic. Can't get a bounce, and the Wild able to come up with this one here. And looks like we've got another hook against the Wild, so we will have a 5-on-3 for a $1.15 in what I think the second unit should get a majority of the chunk to give a guy like Dylan Holloway that power play goal to start the season. I'm saying he's due. He needs one right here. And look at this. Nice chance there, but Kane gets hooked. So Evander Kane, an assist and a penalty drawn early on in this one. Laura, good evening to you. And Purple Wolf, welcome back in as well. We got a $1.15. The top unit will remain on the ice. I guess a little bit long enough run for them to get their feet back under them here. And we will have the face-off Nugent-Hopkins coming in. Kane will swap sides. Draisaitl in the trigger spot off the face-off dot. This one back by the Oilers. Kane got it back to Nugent-Hopkins. Bouchard able to tap it down low, but more or less just get into a defending situation as the puck is dumped into the Oilers zone. Brodin goes off for a hook. Draisaitl will pick this puck up and work through the neutral zone, right coasting into the Wild end. Draisaitl looking for an option here. This one now to the point for Bouchard over to Nugent-Hopkins. Back over to Draisaitl. Can't handle the pass. Retains off the wall. Draisaitl looking over to Bouchard. The one-timer comes in. He clubs up on it because he broke his stick. And then Ryan McLeod, or was that Evander Kane, gets folded into the end boards. Meaningless hit from behind hit. So nothing really major there. Bouchard with a new stick into the glove of Gustafsson. 32 seconds remain on the power play. Two-man advantage. The Oilers now with 4 shots and 16:52 to work with in this first period. The Oilers, I mean, Kane just kind of got lost an edge, bent leg, and then got folded. Nothing major, like I said there. No hit from behind kind of situation. Yes, he got taken down from behind, but Bouchard this time looking glove side, couldn't find it. 32 seconds to go. The Oilers are going for the kill shot here. Run the big boys, let the other guys play a little while after this one expires. Bouchard with the puck off the draw. Over to Nugent-Hopkins far side. Now Kane into the bumper position. Looking out front for Zach Hyman. Couldn't find him. Nugent-Hopkins will play down low to Kane again. Kane over to Draisaitl far side. Couldn't tap it home. As this one comes back into Oilers territory. The Oilers will play this off the stick of Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell in net tonight. Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl with 5 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. That was complicated. Nugent-Hopkins down low. Nuge seeing a pass maybe coming from Kane here, unable to get into position to block it out of the zone. And this one comes all the way down the ice to Darnell Nurse. 32 seconds to go here in the power play as the second unit assumes duties, and they are offside. Was Ryan McLeod by an absolute long shot mile. 16:02 to go and 27 seconds for the Oilers to work with on the power play. And this pass here to Draisaitl, he came sneaking down. Great pass from Kane, but just obviously they were looking for it the full time. Zach Hyman the distraction, and Kane tried multiple times to get that pass across, kind of almost to a point, as Jim Rod's saying, an irritation as the Wild will win the face-off, dump it down the length of the ice, and the Oilers cut it off. Mattias Ekholm, nice cut at center ice. McLeod across the line over to Connor Brown. Brown back now to Mattias Ekholm. Ekholm will get down low and look for an option up along the boards. He's got it, and Darnell Nurse, who backhand chips back to Ekholm, who looks to spin off the wall and leave it there for a Wild player. Unfortunately, it comes all the way back to the blue line and out. The Wild back the other way. Power play's done. That again is a momentum-changing kill for the Minnesota Wild, and the Oilers once again failure to capitalize may cost them here, but they're across the blue line. Here's Connor Brown, shot right into the belly, and Philip Gustafsson able to swallow it up. Shot number 4 of the game for the Edmonton Oilers. Sorry, they never gave credit on that last one, and now we've got a face-off in the Oilers' offensive end with, well, 15:24 to go in this first period of play. Magic, welcome in. We are ready to rock and roll here for a big game from the Edmonton Oilers. They're already up 1-0. Face off in the wild end. They win it back to the blue line. The Oilers will get it down around the boards and come to the near side. This is going to be chipped there by Cody Ceci down the length of the boards in behind the net. And this one comes now to Hartman. Hartman, who signed that big contract, will fire it up off the boards and right to an open waiting winger at the Oilers blue line who can do nothing except for dump it in. And this one now, Cody Ceci comes up along the boards trying to do something. He turns it over. Darnell Nurse lets the man walk in front. Sharp angle shot misses wide. And the Oilers, for a second, thought they might have something odd man down the length of the ice. So they peeled off for the change as soon as they realized that was a no-go. The Wild working here. They're going to chip it right up the middle of the ice, go down into the Oilers' near side corner. Cody Ceci bangs it off the boards, and it looks like the Oilers potentially had too many men on the ice. And Jay Woodcroft is not too pleased with that. Dak, welcome in. Obviously, Holloway needs to be a big part of tonight's victory, whatever form that takes. Again, I'm not sitting here picking what these guys have to do. Just give me a win, no matter how you do it. There's a penalty on the Oilers for too many men. Again, like I said, it's a momentum-changing penalty kill for the Minnesota Wild just a moment ago. Draisaitl out there to take the draw now. He will scramble it up, and we will redo it. So the Minnesota Wild in here to attack this face-off. They're going to wave the Wild player out. Johansson will come in, and obviously he's had a hot start to the season, considerably speaking for him the past few years. And this one will face off to the right of Jack Campbell, won by the Wild. Back to the point, Kalen Anderson there. Zuccarello chips a shot, deflects off Vinny Desharnais' skates. A couple of pokes at it. The Oilers able to clear it back to the blue line. And here's Evander Kane lumbering down the right wing. He's going to peel back, look for an open man. He's got Matthias Ekholm. The shot blockered away by Gustafsson, and then Draisaitl doing his best to pester for a few extra moments. And now the Oilers able to kill off quite substantial time here on this penalty kill, as it will take the Wild 29 seconds to establish maybe zone time here, but the Oilers stick still active and they get it free, and Kane on the backhand, beautiful chip down to Gustafsson, clears it out, and they've already killed 40 seconds off this Minnesota Wild power play. Now the problem is for the Oilers, you've almost killed a couple of penalties this year, and with 5, 8, 9 seconds left on the clock, you've given up the goal, and that's what they're hoping not to do here. Zuccarello plays it to the middle, chipped off a stick there by the Oilers. Fired to the blue line, not out. Zuccarello's stick explodes. Wild keep it in. This one, a shot coming, but a shot from the point instead. Nice block there by Matthias Janmark. Away the boys go as they'll come down the ice. Darnell Nurse in pursuit, peeling off for a change. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with the beautiful flick, just draw weight there to get it down the length of the ice. They thought they had a little bit of momentum, but obviously everybody jumping back to the benches here to continue the kill. 40 seconds to go here in this power play. 13-18 remaining in the first period. This has been a high intensity, get nowhere power play from the Minnesota Wild. A lot of puck moving activity here. This one comes up over the blue line now for the Wild. This is going to be chipped up off an Oilers player. The Wild maintain possession. Marcus Foligno with his puck. He will backhand it off the boards back to Zuccarello. Far side shot comes in. Jack Campbell, beautiful save. And that will pretty much do it here on this Minnesota Wild power play, as they will reset and get 5-on-5 lines on the ice more than likely, as they rush up the ice with 5 seconds to go in the power play. Far side pass mishandled there by the Wild player, and it comes to the middle of the ice in the Oilers' end, where Bouchard smartly carries it ahead out of the zone, fires it into the far side corner. Adam Ernie in chase, and the penalty is killed. The Wild up the boards, and this one will come back the other way. Here's now Hartman looking for something. He will dance in front of the blue line inside the Oilers' end. The Wild wheel and deal around the zone, and then they're going to look to make something happen here. Back to the point. The shot loading. The Oilers kind of bunch up in the middle of the ice. Tip shot right in front for Marco Rossi, and Evan Bouchard doesn't take away his stick, and it ends up in the back of the net as the Oilers give it up just like that. So like I said, at the end of the day, what it came down to is the momentum changing penalty kill for the Minnesota Wild. They get a high intensity move your feet power play that gets nowhere, and then just a little bit of zone time. Evan Bouchard doesn't take away the wide open paddle stick in front of Marco Rossi, and he makes no mistake about putting it on that far side post in behind Jack Campbell's skate, and really not much you can do there, as it was just a beautiful shot pass that Jack Campbell didn't read in time. But again, we'll see what happens here. Oilers, though, immediately into the offensive zone, pestering and crashing along the boards. You got this second line over that obviously has been a key factor for the Oilers in the only victory this season. And this one coming back to Jack Campbell. Campbell will backhand off the boards. Nifty little play there that you don't see a goaltender make too often. Although a defender for the Oilers has lost his stick, that was Ekholm. And now Bouchard with a nice spin move to get it free, and Ekholm will lead ahead and chip down the length of the ice into the Oilers' offensive end. Giving chase is Addison, turning the puck over for a brief moment was Fogle. Hyman getting in there, trying to grind this one free. He's almost done it, and Fogle will come away with it. Fogle in front, pass to Nugent Hopkins. Looked off the fake there from Hyman, got all the way back to, Ryan McLeod, and the Oilers get a face-off in the offensive zone. And they'll immediately respond with a shot on net, giving up the goal, and it's 1-1. So, despite, again, here's the thing. For the Oilers, these are individual mistakes. This is not a bad defense. This is not bad goaltending. This is not bad offense. Everything to start this year has just been individual mistakes that are very easily to clean up. So again, not to harp on Bouchard at all. It just, tough. Just tough. And obviously, we're tied 1-1, so not much to fret about yet. Jack, Roger, NGLS, welcome into the stream. Of course, we are currently watching the Oilers try and go out there and win a hockey game, and you'd like to see them step up and win this one big time, because that would be a huge gift for us. And it's tough. All right, Alan, why is everyone losing sticks and breaking them? Well, I tell you, we've watched about 6 sticks break to begin this hockey game. It's been a shattering game for both teams, as they just can't seem to get a handle on good sticks tonight. But again, they only packed the sticks that you came with, so that's another problem as well. And as we go here, big thing, end of the day, we're tied 1-1. I'd get down with a bunch of you about, the Oilers this, the Oilers that. Big thing was I wasn't going to stream this game unless the Oilers were up 3-0 after the first period. That was kind of the marker I put in my head, give myself some time to clean up down here. You can kind of see a different camera angle tonight. I was just giving myself time to do some stuff this evening before hopping on here. And I will tell you, a big thing was, you know what, I can't. I've been out of all the streams so far this year early, so if that ended up happening again tomorrow or tonight, I couldn't make that happen. So we had to hit it up at 7 o'clock this evening, and obviously it's been productive so far. So unless the Oilers go down 3-1, I'm not going to have too much concern. Even 2-1 gives something for the young guys to go out there and chase, right? Maybe not the worst thing, a little adversity. First game without Connor McDavid. Here's your adversity, though. You're tied 1-1 midway through this first period. Go and respond and get that second goal. Don't wait for it to happen for the Wild. McLeod chipping it along the boards. Missed cue there from Connor Brown. He's chasing into the corner. Nice recovery, though. And he will get it over to Philip Broberg on the battle along the board win. This one hopping, skipping, and Ryan McLeod is offside. And that is 3 offsides early on in this hockey game that have cost the Oilers some great chances at the offensive blue line of the Minnesota Wild. And again, these guys, they haven't been just playing with each other for a few days. And that, to you, Magic, that's where I'm going to get down on your level with the downer on the Oilers situation is, again, the preseason is time to shake out your chemistry and figure it out. And you should be making chemistry with everybody in the lineup. It just seems the Oilers haven't found it to click together as a 20-man, 21-man unit. The Oilers backhanding this off the boards. Eriksson Ek battles it through, fires it off the paddle of Jack Campbell, and they will have to retrieve on the bounce out of the zone. And they, in turn, bounce it off the end wall. Nice hit there from Evander Kane. And the Wild transitioning up the ice. Cody Ceci loses the inside position. Marcus Johansson rolls it around the boards. Darnell Nurse, though, quickly on it to win this one there for a brief moment before it goes back to Johansson, who backhands again off the boards. Right to the point, the Wild across to the far side of the zone. In the middle now, Johansson, the shot, blocked in front there, I believe, by Nurse. And now the Wild will tip it out of the zone and recoup the attack one more time here. Nice transition play as the Oilers complete a line change. That allows the Wild right across the blue line. Fogle, though, nifty pickpocket, and he's coming back the other way. He's across the line, and he's going to chip and charge to the outside. Hyman protecting on the backhand pass. goes into the corner, gets tangled up with Eriksson Ek and the referee, and the Wild are going to chip this one off the backhand right onto the tape of Vinny Desharnais, who slaps it off the boards. There goes another stick, another one lost on the ice, and here's Zach Hyman across the line. He's going to fire the shot, instead go far corner actually, and try to make sure the Oilers maintain possession. They can't do it, but the Wild in turn take a high sticking penalty because Zach Hyman's a hard guy to move off the puck, and the Oilers pull up a power play out of the situation. And guess what? This one you must score at the end of the day. So let's see what happens here in this one, because yeah, no, it's going to be tough if you don't score on this power play, because then you give 2 momentum changing power play or penalty kills to the Minnesota Wild, and I think at that point it's going to be lights out if you don't score here. And I don't mean lights out in the next 5 minutes. I mean lights out at the end of the game for the Edmonton Oilers. So we've watched way too many power plays this season sink the Oilers instead of helping them. And yeah, you can say, well, Connor McDavid's not moving, but at the end of the day, you gotta go out there, and I don't care who you are on the power play, find a way to finish. And tonight, hopefully, Evander Kane is that game. Game, whatever. This is the game for Evander Kane. That work at all for you? Let me go here, and 3-point. Yeah, let's go actually right there. Sorry. And we are already up over 18 hours watched on the stream, so we're well on our way. We're only at 12 likes, so friends. You enjoying this game so far? Have I been doing an okay job? Let me know. Hit that like button if you're enjoying along for the ride so far. And definitely if you are new to the channel, although I feel like we've kind of lost a lot of the newer viewers, because again, there's only so many people that tune into these things at the end of the day. But if you are a more regular viewer, I guess you could say, don't mind this ad, because if you're new, I want you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Love to have you aboard. We just crossed over 12,800. That, though, hats off go to my friends with the U13B squad that I'm providing a little bit of media services to this season. So obviously I'm excited to keep doing that, and I'm excited if you are watching from the U13 squad. Thanks for being aboard. Really do appreciate it. You know, there is somebody that comes into the chat regularly that is a part of that U13 squad and was here before this whole thing. So that's kind of special in a sense. The Oilers power play getting to work. How about this? Zach Hyman kind of changing spots with Evander Kane, would you kind of call it, as this one crossed over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl down low to Kane, couldn't slap it through. Now here's Bouchard back to Draisaitl, near side boards. Back down to Kane. Kane tries to jam it right in front, scramble right up, and Nugent Hopkins was in prime position to shoot that puck, just angled the wrong way. And this one keeps battling along that wall. Kane finds it for a second, but it bounced on him, right onto the tape of Eriksson Ek, who chips and charges into the Oilers zone. Obviously looking for that premium penalty kill in seconds. And like we've said in the chat, the Minnesota Wild penalty kill, strong so far. And I think they're somewhere at like 90% here in their last 3 games. So this one across the line, Kane bobbles this puck. He gets it all the way over to Draisaitl off the tape of Hyman. And now Bouchard and Draisaitl, beautiful little pivot move at the blue line to keep it in. And here's Bouchard across far side over to Nugent Hopkins, now over to Draisaitl. The shot comes in, it hits the post, I think. Everybody was battling for position, and I think Draisaitl wrong iron. Bouchard over to Nugent Hopkins, now down low. Another play there from Hyman to Mr. Evander Kane, couldn't do it. Kane backhanding back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins carries in. What am I doing there? As this one comes ahead, and now the Wild have a 2-on-1. Dewar taken away, and the Oilers, what a great job backtracking, and now they've got the Wild caught. Nugent Hopkins 2-on-1 with Zach Hyman. Nuge over to Hyman, back the boards. Oh my goodness, I thought Hyman was cashing that no matter what. 9 seconds remaining on the power play. The Oilers get their change in. Ekholm's going to not blast this one. Instead, he's going to backhand it off the boards. The Oilers will do that twice over. McLeod will get buried there by Foligno along the boards, and this comes free to Fogle, who shoots it off a body in front. Comes to the near side boards, and the Wild will collect and fire it down the length of the ice, and that will not have the draw weight for icing. So Mattias Ekholm picks it up with 7:22 to go here. The Oilers' edge is 7-5 in the shot department. The score is 1 apiece. This one in the near side corner on the dump by the Oilers, but it looks like we are going to have a stoppage in play and potentially an icing call or an offside against the Edmonton Oilers. All right, friends, welcome aboard. If you're just joining along for the ride, glad to have you. As well, it's been an interesting game so far. The Oilers tied 1-1, and look at this one here from Draisaitl. He literally rung iron, just missed the inside of the post by a quarter inch, I could swear. And this one now, too, the one-timer there from the Oilers, from Nuge to Hyman, just could not finish it off here. And this one here, the Oilers are going to, I don't know what they're calling this, bench man or too many men against the Wild. So both teams bench mistakes early on in this hockey game. Draisaitl getting it going in the face-off dot. The Oilers to the power play again. Like I said, though, that last power play might have just sunk you, as Nugent-Hopkins will bang it off the boards back to Bouchard. Bouchard across to Nuge. Nuge fires the shot, blocked in front. Wild able to come up with it, and Kane is hustling back to prevent the 2-on-1. He does adequately do it, but the Wild maintain possession in the Oilers zone until Draisaitl comes thundering in. And now the Wild able to battle this one all the way back into their own zone on an errant pass, but kill time off of the Oilers power play here as they maintain possession. They fire it ahead, ice the puck all the way down to Jack Campbell. Campbell will come over to Bouchard. Bouchard will come back over to Draisaitl. The pitch and catch kind of play there. And this one's picked off, and the lazy play by Draisaitl, who's getting back rather lazy as well, trying not to take out the goaltender at that point. And this one just not working the Oilers' way. I don't know why you wouldn't have started the second unit, to be honest with you, but I guess maybe they were just on the ice, whatever you want to say. As here's Kane getting turned around, and the Oilers don't even know where this puck is on the ice, to be quite frank with you. And this one comes all the way back into the Oilers' end. This is, again, I don't know what I'm expecting at this point. You just expect the Oilers will finally figure it out, but they just don't seem to be doing that. And this one's going to be kicked off the boards into the zone by the Oilers, batted back all the way, and they are going to say this puck came out of play, so we will have a face-off here. Tough go. As Simon marks out of 10,000 so far. How about a flat 1? Honestly, I'll give it a 1, because the Oilers have had 4 chances at this point to take a commanding lead in this hockey game and bury the Minnesota Wild, and they have just failed to on all levels so far. So yeah, you got an early goal, but again, it means nothing, and we're hoping the Oilers can figure this out here, as Pat Maroon and Evander Kane are having a war of words there, and I'm not sure what well, I know what that could be about, obviously, but not sure what they're doing about this game. As Patrick Maroon, I don't know if he's talking about the wrist injury or not, or asking about it. They look like they're not friendly, but hockey players never look friendly looking as they talk on the bench. Jack Campbell will leave that one there for Darnell Nurse. The Oilers have 20 seconds of which to work with of power play time. Down into the zone for Matthias Ekholm, who backhands it off the boards. I'm having a hard time with pronunciations tonight. Wow. Darnell Nurse with the puck here. He's going to turn and burn back the other way for Ryan McLeod. Speed through the neutral zone right up the middle of the ice. He gets it handled off his stick. Back to the point now to Nurse. Nurse over to Ekholm, who fakes the slap shot. Passes it across the boards. This one now back to the point. The shot comes in. Tipped in front. McLeod gathers off the boards. He will roll it down in behind the net. This one comes free. The one-timer and off the pad of Philip Gustafsson, who's now got 7 saves this game, and the Oilers' power play is over as they continue to roll this third line on the ice. Ekholm's going to backhand it down low to Dylan Holloway, who defers over to Ryan McLeod, who got pushed off that puck rather easily, and then Ekholm comes down with a punishing finish through on his check. 4:40 to go here in this first period of play, and the Oilers trying their best to get something going here in this one. 4:30 to go in this first period. Darnell Nurse leading ahead, and this one will come all the way into the Oilers. Sorry, confused myself. The Wild, though, they could not get across the Oilers' blue line. Let's say that, and the Oilers will now come into the offensive zone. A chip and charge there from Adam Erne. Erne will go in behind and not see possession come his way. The Wild flip it out into the neutral zone. This one comes back down for the Oilers, and the Wild touch it just last second. They are offside. So hopefully for the Oilers here, they get it going in this late stages of this first period. It's been tough to start, but we'll see what ends up happening as Dylan Holloway just clubs it right off the pads of Philip Gustafsson on that highlight right there. All right, Frank, good evening to you. And Fazil, welcome in as well. And who do we actually got else here? Doesn't look like it. I think you guys are chatting mostly amongst yourselves. We've got ourselves a 1-1 hockey game this evening. The Wild, of course, like I said, on that 5-on-3, if you didn't get a goal there, they were going to change momentum. They did. They got the goal almost immediately. And now it's just been a dead back and forth with really not much happening from either side so far. All right, friends, I'm going to give you a quick second here. We're going to throw an ad up, see if that works. Haven't done that yet tonight. And then I'm going to take a look to see how the stream is coming along in the background. And then we'll go from there in just a moment. So I'll let the chat refresh itself as we are up now over 25 hours watched on the stream. Clutching it up as, right, this is something somebody said to me today. Hey, if you're not going to stream, you're not going to get anywhere today. And I said, that's true. Let's go get somewhere today. And again, hats off to Alan. Thank you so much. Again, right, Alan, normally with that kind of dono, I'd go the full span of the period without commercials. This one a little bit different because obviously we haven't tested it out tonight. So now that I do know it's working just fine, we will go the length of this first period and the first intermission without commercials on my end, unless you're just tuning in and you saw a commercial. That's just kind of the way it works. Brian, good evening to you as well. And we are waiting for this Oilers team to get this job done. They're showing some highlights of the last win for the Oilers, 2019 February against the Minnesota Wild. And it was at that time Cam Talbot standing on his head, doing a good job. You look at that. That's how long ago the Oilers last won against the Minnesota Wild. Cam Talbot was the victorious goaltender for the Edmonton Oilers. That is, of some sort, very ridiculous. Won last 5 games versus the Oilers, outscored Edmonton 21-10. Have the Minnesota Wild here on their stretch of games. 3:48 to go. Here in this first period, the shot fired in to the Oilers zone. Handled ahead. And nice skip move there by Dylan Holloway. He's across the blue line. Over to Cody Ceci, firing it off the boards. Now coming ahead. Darnell Nurse chipping it all the way down to Dylan Holloway. Nice attempt there, trying to keep this one in from the Oilers forward group in Warren Fogle. Now Holloway on the ice here. He's battling this one back to Ryan McLeod. McLeod will roll, stumble at the blue line, and get pushed off the puck. And he's been having a rough one to start. Remember, though, he was dealing with a neck issue to start the season. So I would wonder again, too, if he hasn't fully gained his cues to start this season. The shot by Ceci fired off the blocker, and then Derek Ryan clips Adam Ernie, knocks him down on the pursuit of the puck, and the Oilers suddenly have a little bit of momentum going here against the Minnesota Wild. Ernie feeling it, backhands it towards the net, couldn't hit the net. And this one chipped up off the glass, and this will be freed up for Derek Ryan. Ryan backhands down low to Ernie. Ernie on his backhand receives the puck and will fire it back down low again to, I believe that is Matthias Janmark, who backhands over to Derek Ryan. Ryan is going to work here, taken down, 2:30 to go in this first period of play as I'm stumbling all over the place tonight. Good thing I don't have any U13 games to call this week. 2:24 to go in this first period. Brett Kulak roughed up along the boards, batted down there by the Minnesota Wild, picked up there from their own side of neutral, and then taken in. Derek Ryan takes a heavy high blow, and then he gets turfed to the ice, and Evander Kane has had enough. That is going to draw a crowd. Vinny Desharnais with the puck. He's going to keep this one going. Sportsnet's not showing it, but Evander Kane's throwing knuckles. He's got the helmet off on Duhaime. He's absorbing body shots. One over the top. Second one over the top. Take down! Evander Kane, second game straight with a scrap, and he gives Duhaime on the floor the what for. And the Oilers come alive just like that late in this first period. Evander Kane, no business about it. Hey, you want to throw body hits on Derek Ryan like that, you're a much bigger guy. He's a much smaller guy. I'm going to take you right to the floor, and that's exactly what Evander Kane does. That is huge, and that is exactly why when the offense ain't there, he can hurt you many other ways. And that's exactly what he does against the Minnesota Wild here late in this first period. Brett Kulak takes a big hit, right? And big thing there, the Oilers are small. They get pushed around. They're weak. They're not tough. They don't have any grit. They don't have any sandpaper. They're not a big team. Well, guess what? The Oilers get turfed around twice in a row, and Evander Kane says, screw you, buddy. I'm coming in there hot, throwing the hands. And he comes on and rips the helmet off and then lands a good shot. And that is where we're at. Get me fired up. You guys, again, you don't know my story very well, most of you. I come from the jungle. I mean the NEA JBHL back in the day. I'm not talking 2012-13. I'm talking watching that league back in the day in 08-09 when it was an absolute dumpster fire of fighting. Well, guess what? That's the kind of stuff that gets me fired up when I watch hockey, and I'm glad to see Evander Kane do it for us tonight. All right, here we go. Leon Draisaitl in the face-off dot. He will see the face-off redone. The referee will say, add a second back to the clock, my friends in the timekeeper's box. And Patrick Maroon's chatting something up, potentially at Brett Kulak or Vinny Desharnais. I don't know if we're going to have another scrap right here off the draw. Patrick Maroon comes right in. Desharnais and Kulak stay in their position. This one comes down the length of the ice. And look at this right here. The Wild will pick this up and get back into the attacking position as they'll flip ahead. Desharnais knocks it down. Eriksson Ek looks like he ate a follow through there from Desharnais. Here's Janmark. Janmark shoots in. Just a big save there from Gustafsson as he's taken down to the ice on the follow through, but makes the save nonetheless. And the Oilers have 11 shots to begin this game here in this first period of play. Nice play by Draisaitl. Almost a missed little read there. And that one freed up Janmark, who got the puck through Gustafsson just on the wrong side of the net and the wrong side of the blue paint and the red line. And he can't believe it, but Gustafsson's able to fall on that puck. 0 points, first 5 games. Remember, I think Matthias Janmark went 12 games to start last year without a point. And we said, why is this guy getting any ice time? Came up with 25 points and double-digit goals last year, so keep that in mind. Nugent Hopkins on the face-off wins it back and then gets it over to Fogle off the pass from Ekholm. The shot from Bouchard comes in. Fogle follow through, scores! Let's go! Ooh! That's what a scrap does for you, friends. And just like that, Warren Fogle, you know I benched him in fantasy tonight, and he gets out there and gives the Oilers a 2-1 hockey game. You know, there's something a little bit magical about games where you're due. And the Oilers on a 2-game losing streak, and oh, by the way, as well, haven't won much at all in Minnesota recently. And Evan Bouchard block shot. Fogle jumps on it immediately, shoots it through traffic. Hyman might have tipped it, to be honest with you. And I think that's what we're looking at on this replay. And it looks like it went off his skate. And Zach Hyman has tied this hockey game. No, I actually maybe doesn't go through anything. I think Hyman's just celebrating because they are getting excited. So there you go. The Oilers get the momentum burst back. But here's the Wild almost immediately trying to club it away from them. This one comes off the boards, freed up there now for the Oilers. Zach Hyman along the right wing. He'll chip and charge into the Wild zone. Buck 17 to go, and it is an icing call here against the Edmonton Oilers. And there you go. That's the kind of hockey you want to watch, right? You talk about momentum changes. The Evander Kane, you know what? If he gets paid $5 million a year to score 10 goals, put up 15 fights a season, and win you hockey games by sitting in the penalty box, I am A-OK with that. All right. Bucks 17 to go. The Oilers lead 2-1 in this first period. It feels like it's like 9:30 already. It's not. 12-6 the shot department for the Edmonton Oilers. Nugent Hopkins will see somebody from the Wild draw into the face-off dot. And here we go. Nuge will take the face-off against Zuccarello. The Wild line up in a much different formation than they planned on starting with. Fogle's second goal of the season, assisted by Bouchard and Ekholm. So Ekholm picks up his first assist. Kaprizov fires it off the shin pads of Evan Bouchard. That's a block for him. Bouchard again blocks the shot. Uneasy shot block, but again, big time battle. And again, he's battling in front, and it ends up in the back of the net as just a guy crashed in the net there. Puts it home. Again, big scramble in front. Bouchard had his man this time. I'm really not sure how that one collapsed there for the Oilers. I don't know where Ekholm was, I guess, is the question. As Bouchard was tied up with his man in front, and then it just bounced right opportunely into the middle of the ice. As that's Bouchard. Sorry, it was Ekholm that had his man tied up. Bouchard was just kind of standing there, I guess. Okay, never mind. That was my mistake. As Ekholm had his man tied up and Bouchard was Oh, no. You know what happened? It's not really bad defense on that one. What happened in that one was just simply Bouchard went to clear the puck and hit Jack Campbell's paddle, who was trying to poke it away. Little defense goalie miscommunication there, and that ends up in the back of the net. That's fair enough. You ever play NHL video games? When the goalie gets involved with passing or trying to clear the puck out of the crease, it usually ends up in the back of the net. Life imitates art sometimes, and guess what? That's exactly what happens here for the Edmonton Oilers and the Minnesota Wild. It's 2-2. 29 seconds to go in this first period. All of a sudden, all that excitement killed just like that, but that's been the Oilers' season so far. They're trying to get onside. They will flip into the near side corner, get a friendly bounce that Draisaitl did not read as happening, and this is just charged through by the Oilers. Darnell Nurse over to Leon Draisaitl. Now lets it through for Cody Ceci. Backhand over to Darnell Nurse. Nurse is going to get it over to Draisaitl. They're running show here, trying to figure out how to get this one down low. Draisaitl can't do it on the perfect pass, and with no time on the clock, we'll finish this period rather high scoring, 2-2. All right, that is tough, but again, what do you do? A big chance there for Warren Fogle to be a hero, and instead the Oilers immediately end up in the back of the net again. All right. Let's see where we're at. We are rolling along here in the intermission now portion of the live stream. We are just over 440 views on the stream, so you guys have been cooking along tonight. Again, welcome in if you're just tuning in. Thank you for being aboard. I must say that. I know it's another night where we wish the Oilers were doing more, but again, what do you do? If you haven't hit that like button yet, we're 2 likes off of 25. I'm sure tonight we could actually roll 50 if we get up close and personal with it. I'm going to give you an update on the watch time here just to get an idea of where we're sitting. How about 30.05? Not a bad goal so far through a few bits of this game. Only the first period. I've only really been live for just over an hour right now, so things are looking okay to begin with. SMC, welcome in as well. Didn't catch you earlier on, and Rob, neither did I catch you. Replying to the text that obviously I missed earlier on. All right, good to go. Perfect. All right, as we know, friends, the Oilers definitely could have done more tonight than they have, and that's where we sit ourselves right now, is the Oilers need to do more in this second period. Again, I said it right off the bat, though. The Oilers don't need to win pretty. The Oilers don't need to win in regulation. The Oilers don't need anything other than 2 points at the end of the night. So, you know what? You want to go back and forth with Minnesota all night. You want to fight. You want to pass the puck. You want to get some bad saves, good saves, whatever you want to say. I don't care. Come through with the 2 points. You're not going to hear me complain. And that's why I'm trying not to complain too much, because I'm trying to hammer home that mentality tonight that all that matters is the 2 points. Trying to put it through but in the brain here and just get those 2 points. Manifest it, right? Manifest it. Manifest it. So see what ends up happening. But yeah. Obviously, the Oilers do need to clean some stuff up. We've been saying that, so beating that one down doesn't really do anything like that for us. I will be right back, however. I'm just stalling time pretty much to kill a clock before we can get to the period wrap-up, which I will have in a matter of moments. I'll be right back, though, friends, and give me a moment. You never know what improvements you make over the course of a hockey season, friends. But one thing I've gotten better at as this year's going along is actually remembering to grab my water bottle, even if I forget it halfway down. So we're doing better this year, and I promise you that we'll get better as time goes on. I think I'm still pretty jacked up with the goal calls from last playoffs, so we should be cooking into the playoffs there. I promise you that. All right, friends, as we get going here, glad to see everybody coming along, chatting it up in the chat. I don't think I've missed anybody on their way in this evening. Dean, I did miss you. Yes. So, yeah, it's where it's at, right? We're in a tough situation, 2-2. Us Oilers fans, we're a little fragile with the Oilers giving up leads, right? It's tough, but we'll battle through and hopefully find a win. And see what the Oilers can do for us tonight. See what happens. See what happens against the Minnesota Wild here in this second period. And as we go back to our NHL scoreboard, just so as we know where we're sitting going into this one, the Stars and Penguins are playing 3-1 for the Stars. Panthers are 2-1 over the Sharks, so the Sharks choked the 1-0 lead. Good to see. They'll remain pointless hopefully this year. Avalanche Islanders 4-3. Kraken are up 3-1 on the Red Wings. Bruins up 1-0 on the Hawks. 1-1 between the Ducks and Jackets. 2-0 for the Jets over the Blues. 2-2 in our game, and 1-1 between the Predators and the Canucks. And the Flames have scored just a minute in, it looks like, against the New York Rangers, who has the goal. It is Blake Coleman, unassisted, to start this hockey game between the the Rangers and the Flames. For our game, the stats, summary, the score, and everything we need to know. Evan Bouchard, his second goal of the game. So whoever else on the Oilers needs the second goal of the season, Darnell Nurse, maybe a good night to score it tonight, because I'll tell you this, Bouchard's second goal from Kane and Draisaitl, it's Kane's second assist, Draisaitl's sixth assist. Then you've got Marco Rossi scoring his second goal of the game from Ryan Hartman and Jake Middleton. You've got Warren Fogle scoring his second goal of the season. Oh, guess what? Evan Bouchard picks up assist number 5, so Bouchard now moves to 7 points in 6 games, continues that above point per game pace. Matthias Ekholm picks up his first assist. Ryan Hartman scores his second of the season from Jake Middleton and Kalen Anderson. So obviously, big thing here for the Wild is that well-paid man Jake Middleton has 2 assists tonight. Big D-man for them. 12-8 the shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers. 7-6 the hits for the Oilers. 13-10 the face-offs for the Oilers. 0-4 on the power play of the Oilers compared to the 0-1 for the Wild. Obviously, the Wild have been very lacking discipline tonight. Normally it's the Oilers, but tonight the Wild giving up power plays, freebies, and the Oilers not capitalizing. 3-2 the giveaways for the Wild. The only stat category that the Oilers are trailing in tonight is the takeaways 1-0 and the block shots 8-3. So again, the Wild, as per every other team that's beat the Oilers this season, getting in front of shots and making it hard to get clean looks on the goaltender in net. So that's where we've been at, and let's see what happens here for the Oilers, because quite honestly, you've got 20 minutes here in the middle frame to try and dictate where you're going to go in that third period. Do you want to be chasing? Do you want to be clamping down? Do you want to be lighting the other team on fire up 8-2 at the end of the second? What do you want to do? Dictate it in this second period against the Minnesota Wild, and we should be good to go here. Hockey, welcome in, and again, friends, as you know, normally at this point in the game, especially the way these games have gone this season, the chat starts chatting amongst themselves, and we are good to keep going. So I don't think there's much been a lot to really mention here. Rob does have a good question. Do I think Kane gets one on the power play? Here's the big thing for Evander Kane tonight, is go out and just find a way to help your team win. Obviously, he did it in that first period, dropping the gloves, standing up for his guys, and getting that second goal on momentum. That's great and all. But now, yeah, is it on the power play? Is it 5-on-5? I don't care. Put up 3 assists. For Evander Kane tonight, just find a way to help this team win. And I know I'm not directly answering the question, but I believe the big thing here for Evander Kane is, especially after all the controversy that everybody dreamt up about his comments, it's just you want to go out there and be that guy to say, hey, no, I'm here to do a job, and that job is help the team win. And obviously tonight, I believe he's going to find a way to do that. He's got an assist, he's got a goal, he's got a goal for the team in terms of the momentum off his fight. So now go out there and pot one. I wouldn't mind that at all. Hopefully for him, right? Gordie Howe hat-trick, as Jack's saying. Go out there and just do your job, find a way to help this team win, and we should be good to go. So that's really my comments on Kane so far through one period of hockey. Again, right? It's one period. It doesn't dictate the full game unless it's the third period. That's the tough part. You could be up 8-rip after the first period and lose 9-8. It's probably happened in the NHL at least once. But big thing is, you got still 20 minutes to dictate how you want that final 20 to go in terms of what position you give yourself. And if you give yourself a good position, you're probably going to find a way to win tonight. So hopefully the Oilers get that done and we're good to go. So comments after one period of play. Let's see if Bob Stauffer has anything to say. He does not. So let's go over to the NHL list and see if there's anything we can sit here and actively look at. Adam Ernie doing a fine job covering Derek Ryan. The subsequent goal is set up by the open guy by the boards. Go figure. Yeah, so that was a discombobulation there by the Oilers. Derek Ryan and Adam Ernie getting together on the first goal of the game and kind of costing themselves a big error that didn't need to happen. Lots of action in the first. Yes, there was. Bakersfield is down 1-0 to the Henderson Silver Knights. The tough part there is that Bakersfield's also got Sam Gagner in the lineup, so you're looking to see how good he does tonight. And as we go here, despite going 0 for 4 on the first power play, the Oilers find a way to score twice, 5-on-5. That is a good positive. Jason Gregor brings up a good point. But what it is right now, this time the RNH wins it cleanly. Wild have struggled in the dot. Well, we didn't cover face-offs, did we? I don't think I did. 13-10 the face-offs for the Oilers. So we'll have to pay attention how much the Oilers continue to dominate in the face-off dot in the second period in the offensive zone, as hopefully it comes together. And I guess Mark Spector actually with a really good point here, and this sums up Evan Bouchard's past 2 seasons well, and it's not making fun of the guy, it's literally just kind of analyzing his game really well. Something an old scout says, he's dangerous at both ends. As a defenseman, that's not a good thing, but for Evan Bouchard, definitely dangerous at both ends this hockey game this evening. So friends, we continue along, and I don't think there's really much to cover off on this. It would be huge to see Mr. RNH come up with a little something for us tonight. Hey, now I would love to see that as well. But when it comes down to it, again, I'm just full on scored me enough goals to win a hockey game tonight. You see Matthias Ekholm steps up, Warren Fogle stepped up. So maybe now is that time of the stream where I take a moment to look at the fantasy team and tell you where we're sitting. Of course, I've already explained this fantasy team to most of you this season. Mr. Austin Matthews with a goal and an assist, 2 points tonight. Somehow my squad's -7. That's great. We are actually looking really, really good. We have 1 goal against, 36 saves on 37 shots against. Evgeny Malkin's -3 on the night. That's rough. Max Domi goes 1 assist, so it doesn't really contribute much, whereas Warren Fogle has a goal, a minus, and a 1 shot, so nothing much substantial there from him. Nazem Kadri has 0s across the board, so was it a wise idea to play Trevor Zegras? Yeah, might have been. And as we go here as well, Jake Ottinger so far looking like he's going to get the win against Pittsburgh. That's a tough, unfortunate thing for me, but again, a big victory for him is always a good thing in terms of positioning in the standings. So as it currently wraps up, at current, I am trailing, how about this, 8-3 in the scoring race. Getting out-assisted, out-point, getting battled in the plus-minus, the power play points dead even, shorthanded points to him, game-winning goals to him, shots on goal, face-off wins, hits to him, blocks are in my favor, and in terms of right now, saves against, shots against, shots against, goals against, and wins all looking favorable for me this evening. So it should battle back to be about a 6-6 matchup here right away in a matter of moments. So we'll see what happens, friends, but welcome aboard again. If you're just tuning in, we are just about ready to clutch things up here for this second period of play. Suddenly a chill has entered the air, and I'm going to turn on the furnace down here right now like that. and see what we can't do about changing that whole situation a little bit here tonight. As we continue along as well, it's very unfortunate to continue to see the views climb up on the Edmonton Oilers need to fire head coach Jay Woodcroft. Question I posed the other day, but again, it's something that with every loss is going to continue to mount, because frustration in Oilers land always comes down to the coach, then the general manager, and then ultimately, right, we've been complaining about the players since day one, so that's not going to change anything. Friends, it is what it is at the end of the day. As we continue here too, things looking good to kind of change pace here on the channel tonight. It's been a little bit of quiet past 48 hours on the channel, I guess almost 72 hours, because really all the news we had yesterday was Sam Gagner signing with the Bakersfield Condors, which really at this point doesn't affect much of nothing for us at the NHL level. Again, though, our friends in Bakersfield are always grateful to have guys from the Oilers on the roster, and Sam Gagner beloved all across the entire Oilers fan base. That includes our friends down in Bakersfield. Major part of the game here. Face-off wins that one right there for Evander Kane over to Evan Bouchard, who just put it home. And then to Evander Kane, I guess, you know what? He's had an impact. Other than they just could not seem to score that goal on the penalty he drew, and then stepping up right there against Brendan Duhaime in the fight on the hit on Derek Ryan was huge. And I guess right now at the start of this second period, you're not going to see Evander Kane out there for the next about 3 minutes. So how this team opens this second period could set the tone for what Evander Kane does to begin this second period once he gets on the ice in a matter of moments. So friends, are you ready for this second period? Let's get this going. Evander Kane to the box, and of course, as well, Brendan Duhaime to the box. Minnesota fans going wild in the stands, I'm sure, for the start of this period. Patrick Maroon on the bench. He will be a candidate to watch all night to scrap with, of course, Patrick Kane at some point. I would not be surprised to see Kane throw up a 2-fight game tonight. He's itching out there. As Gustafsson will get into his crease, the puck is down. Nugent Hopkins has won the face-off. That's 14-10 in the face-off dot now for the Oilers. Darnell Nurse over the far side, and this is just about offside for the Oilers. The Wild, though, on the camera jiggle, able to keep it out of their own zone, and this one comes back in behind. Nurse will head man over a beautiful pass to Zach Hyman, who wins the battle, leaves it there for Fogle. Fogle in front to Nugent Hopkins, who just couldn't get his stick down in time. Nurse racing to the puck against Kaprizov, does good to spell him off. The Oilers get a fortunate bounce. Here's Fogle across the line. He's going to fire a shot, score! Warren Fogle! Let's go. Have yourself a game, bud. That's why you end up benching someone in fantasy. Get him going, light a fire. And Mr. Warren Fogle, 2-goal game. And that is a full goal there for the Edmonton Oilers. What a beauty right off snapping it. I was like, he's going to shoot that puck, isn't he? And he did indeed, as he stole that one right in the neutral territory. And look out, he went, well, corner down. A glove side to put it home on Philip Gustafsson. Sneaky shot. And look at that, just a beautiful whip right through the defenseman, right through Gustafsson, back of the net. And Fogle, no doubt about it, he's having a good one. 2 goals tonight in that second line that suddenly was put together in Nashville continues to cook. 33 seconds in, the Oilers have the 3-2 lead. Like we said, we wanted to start and dictate this third period by how we play in the second. And look at this, we're right out of the gates, 3-2. Now don't give up the next goal, go get the next goal. Desharnais fires it into the near side boards, or on the wraparound around the boards, and the Oilers trying to come up with this puck. Derek Ryan in battle, can't do it, and now, well, that's Leon Draisaitl coming up there to try and steal his puck. He couldn't do it. Desharnais, nice area pass over to Draisaitl for the tip. 19:06 to go as Derek Ryan crashed along the end boards, ties up Brodin for a brief second. That allows Draisaitl to pick the puck up. Draisaitl backhands across. Would have put Desharnais in danger if he would have received that pass. And the Oilers cut the puck off on a weird deflection. Here's Draisaitl loading up the shot, just couldn't pick a corner. Fires it into the chest, but needed a line change nonetheless. So 18:50 to go. The Oilers have 2 shots, and he is obviously things have started out hot here for the Oilers. Look at this, just a beautiful whip shot there from Warren Fogle. Just great one. That's what you love to see coming out of the gates. Not afraid to shoot to begin the period. The Oilers lead 3-2 on 18 shots, or 14 shots, sorry, and they win the next face-off. That's again something we talked about in the intermission. Third goal of the season, just 33 seconds into the period 4. Warren Fogle, Darnell Nurse now up to 2 points on the year, and Zach Hyman picks up assist number 5. This one picked up now by Matthias Ekholm, who flips into the middle of the ice. Couldn't get the friendly bounce for Connor Brown. Dallas wins 4-1 over Pittsburgh, and the Wild are transitioning back the other way. Florida looks like they are well on their way to bringing home another victory. As this one comes up along the boards, Holloway follows through. He's got a chance back the other way, 3-on-2. Holloway will lead ahead over to Broberg. Broberg gets swallowed up. The Oilers, though, able to clamp it down and keep it in the zone as Holloway back to his feet, able to keep this one to the boards, and that will allow the Oilers almost to give up another too many men right away as this one comes down low, and the Oilers will touch up this puck, and we will indeed actually have a too many men on the ice penalty. I figured that had to be it, as the Oilers had a little miscommunication at the bench, and Dean Evison can't believe how many penalties the refs are calling right now, as it is just yeah. Oh, they're going to have a conversation. The Oilers had 5 guys on the ice. Broberg stays on. Kulak goes to touch up, and he gets off. I think the Wild are going to end up with the power play here. All right, the Wild are going to end up with the power play. Doesn't really matter, as again, right? I mean, the Wild have taken 4 penalties themselves, so it's not been a great game from either team here. Kaprizov coming back down, and the Wild are 0 for 1 on the penalty. That's our saving grace so far. Here's the Wild. Kaprizov over the middle, couldn't fire it through, and this one comes off the end boards on a pass back to Kaprizov, near side boards. He goes right to the highest point. Save made by Jack Campbell. Shot fired towards the net, comes right over to Kaprizov on the tape. This one shot blocked there by Darnell Nurse, as it kind of squeaked off the back foot and wide of the net. The Wild, with 35 seconds gone in this power play, will get it down to Kaprizov just across the line. This one's going to be shot, fired in, save made by Jack Campbell, and he'll sit tall on it. 17-13 to go on this second period. 3-2 the Oilers lead, though, so we're sitting pretty again. As that's good to see. Nurse letting up that pass there. Ceci was beat backdoor again as Adam Ernie gets caught drifting, Nurse gets caught drifting, and Cody Ceci's got his man at least, but that's tough. So this one's going to come free for Janmark, who will backhand down the length of the ice all the way to Gustafsson. The Wild have a $1:05 to go here in this power play as Kalen Addison will backhand into his own zone all the way down to the man charging up, Marcus Johansson. He'll play off to Kaprizov, far side pass, the shot coming, save made in front by Campbell. Oilers scramble up the puck, the Wild get a second opportunity, weird bounce off the end boards, lands on their tape. 45 seconds to go here as Kaprizov will load up. He will play back to the point. The Oilers able to disrupt for the moment. Derek Ryan able to push, and he gets it free to Janmark, who will absorb contact, take a knee, and he will fall right to the ice full-heartedly as he couldn't keep his balance. The Zuccarello guy, he will fire it up the middle of the ice. The Oilers lose coverage for a second. Ekholm pushes Eriksson Ek to the outside. Johansson sees it steered off his stick. Ekholm battles him there. Comes around near side to Kaprizov. 16-10 to go. 13 seconds left in the power play. Back to the point. Now back to Kaprizov. Kaprizov rips in front. Deflection goes wide of the net. Off the tape as Nurse had buried his man in front. 3 seconds to go. The Oilers just need to survive. And that one goes wide of the net as the Wild cue it up again. And Kaprizov misses again. That's 2 from prime time that he just could not score. 15:45 to go, and the Wild now have pulled to 14-11 in the shots department. Connor Brown hustling down the alley. Couldn't help out Dylan Holloway. Rink wide pass. Miscue there by the Wild. Spin move by Holloway, and all of a sudden this game is just opened wide as the Oilers bleed some chances, and the Wild high flying. The Oilers flying back the other way, and nothing really happening as we're back in the Oilers defensive zone. Up top, the pass off of an Oilers player goes for the Wild in the near side boards. Foligno turns it over off the stick of the Wild player. Here's Fogle for the hat trick. Backhand chance. He'll play it in front off a stick of a Wild player, and the Wild will come back flying the other way. It's 2-on-4, and the Wild across the line, cut off there by the Oilers. Oh my goodness. End-to-end action here. The Wild trying to slow it down. Faber, he's going to chip it into the far side corner right onto the tape of Jack Campbell. Campbell almost loses it. Bouchard able to pick this one up. Near side pass off the boards, chopping it there. Nothing happening as the Oilers come back the other way. Hyman strong on his skates. Will skate across the wild blue line. He's going to turn back and look for a pass. No, he'll go down low. He gets knocked off balance. Fogle looking for an opportunity to find this puck. He gets it over to Hyman. Hyman will play this one off to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge will go back to the blue line. Retreat, look down low and spin it down to Zach Hyman. Hyman initiates, gets going. He wraps it around the boards to himself. The Wild, though, win the battle there and tip it right in the middle, neutral zone. Draisaitl knocks it down, wins it to himself to the boards, but the Wild first on the battle, and he will see it cleared down the length of the ice. Well, Draisaitl, Desharnais with this puck, comes to the near side to Draisaitl. Draisaitl again loading up. He gets going, and he will come across the line. Ryan's tripped up for a brief second, enough to lose the puck, not enough to get a call. And with 13:55 to go, the Wild play it ahead. The Wild backhanded off of Janmark. The Oilers come up with this puck. Nice play by by Derek Ryan to come free with it. And this will be backhanded across the length of the ice. Holloway trying to pick up this puck. Backhand was not a beauty from Leon Draisaitl. The Wild still with possession. And now here's the thing. The Wild are just kind of keeping it off the middle, keeping it off the sticks of the Edmonton Oilers. This one batted off the boards, picked up there by Leon Draisaitl. Free to Connor Brown. Brown, the shot blocked off of the arm of Philip Gustafsson. 13:17 to go here. And the Oilers pile up shot number 15 of the game with a 3-2 edge. As it's good to obviously see the Oilers leading in the shot department here. This one's going to be played in front. Ryan McLeod fires it up over top. Talk about some missed opportunities. Bouchard, nice deceptive keep in the zone. Kind of accidentally on purpose, I guess you could say. Rimming around, there's another lost stick. Again, those continue to pile up along with the broken sticks tonight. The Oilers reverse it down low. Not much happening here as this one comes free for the Oilers. And, well, the Wild are able to transition back the other way. And this one, a bad pinch there by Ekholm. And then Campbell gets turned inside out. And what a save there by Jack Campbell, somehow getting a piece of it to keep it out. My goodness. I mean, I'd be celebrating that save if I didn't just, you know what, my pants a little bit. Wow. That was not comfortable. Jack Campbell got turned inside out and made the save. I mean, the Wild are mystified how that didn't go in. And I'm just baffled that it didn't myself. Whew. Wow. Whew. Jack Campbell makes a huge save. Wow. Wow. Oof. I'm going to need a minute to recover from that one. That was, I mean, unreal. But, again, you get a post ringer and then you get that back-to-back. I don't even know how you're supposed to not have your mind melt on that. I mean, it happened so bang-bang, and I'm just glad it stayed out, to be honest with you. That was suspect at best by Matthias Ekholm on the pinch of the blue line. And the Oilers are lucky. Lucky to be surviving that, that's for sure. So, okay. To the commercial breaks, friends. If you are new to the channel, you're tuning in for the first time, although I see a lot of chat regulars, so I don't think anyone's tuning in for the first time. I'd love to have you hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. That would be greatly appreciated this evening. And as far as we go, I'll give you a watch time update, and we'll get going through this here in a matter of moments. We are one commercial break in the hockey game away from a commercial break here on Dolynny TV, by the way. Heads up. Let's go here and look at this. How about this? 53.55 hours on the stream. So we could very well hit 100 hours as long as we get through this hockey game with a full stream. And then at that point, do you do a post game as well? I think we could. It's only 8:20. Got just over, 12:19 to go in this second period. I can stay up late tonight. Nothing really major going on, right? It's only heating season. Don't need to be up early or anything. No, why? No big deal. All right, Jack Campbell, huge save. And I mean, look at this one here off the post, and then Campbell somehow scrambled around and just suddenly, like, he's had some lucky chances here and Kaprizov over to Pat Maroon, and Jack Campbell makes an absolute huge arm save. Tough, 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 tough. As I'm still not fully recovered from that. The Oilers able to backhand it down low into the Wild zone. Jack Campbell has been a sub 3 goals against goaltender his career against Minnesota, despite being 0-3-1 this career. So that's kind of weird to see, but again, hopefully he keeps that going. Here's Zach Hyman getting pushed off the puck as he takes a hard seat on the ice. And Nugent Hopkins will come around the boards trying to keep this puck in as Kulak pinched down. This one to the far side board. Zach Hyman sees Kaprizov backhanded over to Addison. Addison will look to make the play up off the boards, and he will, as this one comes free for the Oilers at the blue line of the Wild. Kulak punches it back in. 11:35 to go here in this second period of play. The Oilers, one last ditch effort. Nugent Hopkins is unable to keep it in, but the Oilers continue to stymie the Wild in the neutral zone. We're going blue line to blue line here, and the Wild finally across the blue line here of the Oilers. Kaprizov trying to kick it off his skate, couldn't do it. He'll backhand it into the middle of the ice. Kane comes up with it off the chop, and this one's flipped into the neutral territory. All right, this one, 11:09 to go in this second period of play, 15:13 to go. The shots so far, as this one will be backhanded to the Wild blue line. They will continue to battle in behind their own net against Evander Kane, who falls trying to give a shove, and now Janmark can't chase down this puck. Darnell Nurse hands up, able to come up with it for a brief moment. Wild punching into the near side corner off the boards. Darnell Nurse gathers. Nurse will fire to the far side and chip over to Cody Ceci off the boards. And Ceci, I believe, for yet another time tonight, the Oilers are offside at the Minnesota blue line. Who knew, who figured? As let's go here again and check this one more time. Looks like things are coming together not too bad at all. And again, friends, thank you for hitting 30 likes on that button there. We should be almost able to hit 50. If you're able to hit the like button a little bit more, if you just tuned in, that'd be greatly appreciated. As I know it's just kind of a barometer of how we're doing. And since we got the likes up, we're back over 50 viewers for the live stream, which is good to see. And we should be offside now at the Oilers blue line. And I made the mistake of itching my nose. Problems with the mustache. You touch the nose once, a hair gets twisted, it goes up in there, and all of a sudden it's good night for the rest of the night. You're irritated. So Stuart Skinner knows what I'm talking about. 10:30 to go. This puck's fired in. Ceci gets it right into the middle of the ice. Dylan Holloway will chip and charge into the Wild corner. He's going to turn the defender inside out and be the first man to the puck. Unfortunately, it means nothing because the support from McLeod too little too late. This one from Darnell Nurse trying to tackle it there, couldn't do the job. This will be rimmed around the boards up high off the glass. Dylan Holloway leaves it there for Darnell Nurse, and he will pick up and get going the other way. Nurse across the blue line over to McLeod. McLeod fires the shot, tipped in by Nurse on net. Couldn't get it to the back of the net, however. And McLeod will play this up off the boards. This one again taken down there. Nurse just bodies a man to the ice. And now 9:50 to go as the Wild enter the Oilers' end. Thankfully, right, we scored a goal right off the hop, and we've actually gone the longest this period, the longest all game without giving up a goal. And here's now the Wild getting into the near shot. Comes in, Jack Campbell! Oh my goodness, you thought that first incredible save was good. He read it late, got the glove over, and still made the save. What an absolute dandy there from Jack Campbell to more or less glove it and fall on it. As the puck comes over late, he didn't have his footing, but he still gets down and makes the glove save, head up against the post. 9.5 to go in this second period, and the Oilers able to skirt away with a 3-2 lead into the commercial break. Friends, once again, we'll hit that add button for you and see what happens here on the back end of the stream, as we are just going to look at this here. Looks like that RMAA stream is getting a little bit of viewage. Good to see, good to see. Let's go quickly add this up, actually, if I could, to give you an update on that watch time one more time. As we'll go we will go 7. And look at that, already creeping over 57.8 hours. So we continue to draw along. Thank you again for being aboard. I was not sure I was going to stream tonight. I was honestly like, give me a 3-0 lead for the Oilers going into the second, and I'll hit the live button. But this turned into an absolute dandy against the Minnesota Wild. And again, hats off to Alan earlier in the chat for hitting that donations button and obviously giving us commercial free from halfway through the first period all the way through the intermission. So appreciate that very much. And again, guys, I mean, thing is, coming from where I did a couple years ago to where I am now, I don't know exactly what I did to deserve a second chance, but you gave it to me, and I'm glad that I continue to be able to prove to you that this is something we can do together night in, night out here and watch the Oilers. So very much so appreciate everything you've given and come my way over the past little bit, and that's something that I have to continue to work on day in, day out, is that just feeling of gratitude that you have to acknowledge every so often, because hey, I'm lucky to be able to sit here and do my lifelong dream of being able to call Edmonton Oilers hockey games. So that's pretty cool at the end of the day. All right, continuing, we've got a little feature on Patrick Maroon here. And they're Patrick Maroon's daughter. As this one comes back into the Oilers zone, Evander Kane playing this one off to the far side boards to Drysdale. He couldn't come up with it. The Wild are going to come up with it here in the neutral zone. Chip and charge into the Oilers near side corner. Bouchard, first man to the puck. Look at that. Nice little evasion to win that battle. Hey, Bouchard, dangerous at both ends. In a good way this time. And coming back the other way, 9:08 to go. The Wild will pick up and get back into the offensive zone. This is Johansson backhanding it across to Faber. Faber's going to go down low. The missed one-timer from the Wild comes all the way into the near side corner, far side corner, in the Wild end. Gustafsson out to play it. First man on it is Evander Kane, who takes his man to the ice, wins the battle. The Oilers to the attack. Hyman gets tripped up. Kane sees it hop over his stick. Again, Evander Kane finding ways to help the team win. The Oilers don't take the too many men, but instead give up a 3-on-1. Nice diving play by Broberg. Scramble in front. Rebound. Jack Campbell makes the save. Woo! Let's go. 8:34 to go in this second period. And the Oilers get bailed out by their goaltender on a big-time opportunity. And I got to watch this one back on the replay, because that was exciting as exciting gets. My goodness, let's go. Oh, yeah, look at those hands go up. Oh, yes, you love to see it, as this one comes right to the near side and then right in front as Jack Campbell swallows it up, as Broberg goes flying at the puck, kind of gets a deflection maybe on it, and then Jack Campbell's tall and small in that crease all at the same time. He had it all swallowed up, right? No rebound leaking out on that. Everything was tight together over top of itself, and Jack Campbell's able to make a huge save for us here to keep it 3-2. Drysdale not impressed with that line change, though, by the looks of it. Got to redo his hair. Darnell Nurse will backhand this off the boards. Zach Hyman out there with Nugent Hopkins and Warren Fogle, who's currently on hat-trick watch. This one from behind the net. Nice cut off there by Nuge. Hyman's got Fogle in motion. The Oilers are 2-on-2 the other way. Hyman plays it in behind the net. Fogle will be the first man on it. He tries to win that battle. Can't do it. The Oilers, though, come up with the puck either way. Nugent Hopkins down low to Fogle. Fogle's going to spin back to Nugent Hopkins, far side boards. Near side pass to the blue line. Darnell Nurse fires the shot. Tip in front. Hyman missed the net. Just missed the net. And this one is now 7:57 to go here in this second period. Zuccarello comes across the line. He's going to charge the net. Can't do it. Darnell Nurse, literally, I have not seen him seal a man off that well in a while. He just took him to the outside and gave him nothing. Stopped all 7 shots this period has Jack Campbell, as Addison will play it to the blue line in the Wild and have some possession going here. He's going to play it down low. Did Addison off the back wall, and now Darnell Nurse beat to the puck and spun around, and Cody Ceci had abandoned post. But works out for the Oilers. Shot fired wide by Kaprizov, who is buzzing. I mean, buzzing tonight for the Minnesota Wild. And Jack Campbell has gave him nothing, nor has the iron. Dylan Holloway's out there right now with Nugent Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Nuge comes away with this puck. He's trying to start out. Hyman's going to have to flip in, and Hyman's going to go attacking in. He stays on his feet there that time. Gets right through the 2 defenders, and he's going to push in for this puck. Hyman's going to go right back to the point. He's going to go over to Broberg. Broberg, the short side shot, and swallowed up by Philip Gustafsson. My mouth is getting a little pasty. Oh boy. Yes, good bit of action here in this second period out of the Edmonton Oilers. You love seeing that, obviously. Big question marks all game, all day today. Are the Oilers going to be good enough? Drysdale took a fall into the boards, and then he was slow getting up. Don't tell me that the Oilers are without their 2 best players next game. That'd be costly. You'd almost have to figure out the LTIR situation at that point, especially if Draisaitl's out long term. 6:54 to go here in this second period of play. Broberg seals his man off. Vinny Desharnais is going to go chasing against Duhaime. This one comes around right in front. Jack Campbell to save. Of course, it's like clockwork now. Jack Campbell's in the rhythm. He's in the zone. Both goals so far haven't been his fault. As well, nice play by Vinny Desharnais. This one comes back the other way. Derek Ryan fires it in on net. This one backhand possession for Ryan. He gets it over, and the Oilers roll it around the boards. Bouchard plays it down to McLeod as Connor Brown came up with the chase, but not effectively enough. And Bouchard goes up against Marcus Foligno. He'll ride him into the boards. Kulak frees it up for Connor Brown. Brown can't get it free. And now Brown, the second chance, he gets it to the blue line. Brown's going to skate this one over to Evan Bouchard. Bouchard fires across far side. Brown gets a touch in on it. And this one comes to the far side corner. The Wild able to play it up and out of the zone. Now back for the Oilers. Kulak turns it over. The Wild though offside, and the Wild will look to reel in. Mini gets across, and then look at that. Brett Kulak takes his man right into the post, and he's swallowed up, and we've got a crowd. Of course, Evander Kane's right on the spot, ready to throw it around and hopefully do his thing, but Jack Campbell able to make the save nonetheless, and we will have another commercial break right now. And OILERS TV, too many open looks for Minnesota in the slot. Big problem is too many open looks all over the place for Minnesota so far. It's been a shooting angle clinic for Minnesota right now, and big thing is, I guess, for the Oilers, I don't care where the open looks are coming from. I guess that's the only thing I'm saying, is I just want the Oilers to stop giving open looks, and that's a big thing. But yes, the open looks in the slot, especially against Kaprizov, are going to cost you at some point, so let's stop doing that big time. I'd like to see that done, and take away sticks in front of the net as well. So here's the thing, right? Do our jobs, and that's to your point too, Jim. Big thing though is everybody complains that the Oilers don't get bailout goaltending. The Oilers do, but then individual mistakes ruin it. The 2 goals against so far, individual mistakes, right? Derek Ryan, Adam Ernie colliding together, ends up in the back of the net. You think about that, Evan Bouchard swatting the puck away from Jack Campbell, who was poke checking at the same time. OILERS TV, actually, to your point, if you watch that replay of the goal that went in against Jack Campbell, the second one, where Bouchard and Jack Campbell's stick got tangled up on the puck, and it ended up hopping right in the middle for the Wild. How many times have you seen me do that in net in EASHL, World of Chell, whatever you want to call it, right? I've done that a million times over. So let's see what the Oilers do to clean that up. And hold on. Is that in reference to that deleted comment? Because if that's in reference to the deleted comment, I definitely did read the deleted comment, and I saw what that said. Can't put that past me. And this is just this point of the night where the stream for some reason freezes up. Okay, let's go refresh this quick, and we should be good to go. Let's go here and get this back to where we're at. And I don't know, maybe the Sportsnet stream is down. Uh-oh, not good, not good. Not good. Why is my Sportsnet stream acting up? It's 8:35, so it's not like the stream's over as of yet. Uh-oh, what is going on here? Trying to figure out what's going on here. There we go, we got the OILERS game back. Let's play it back, and we are good to go. Go to live, and where are we at? We're back into the Wild zone. Okay, my apologies. Happens once a game this year for some reason. I'm not sure what. And here we go. Nugent Hopkins going down low to Zach Hyman. Hyman will play it off the boards and lose it. But we got 5 minutes to go here in this second period. And guess what? Big thing for the Oilers? Yeah, end of the day. You're up 3-2. You've dictated how you wanted the third period to go, which is a win. Let's do it. Jack Campbell in behind, plays it off to Evan Bouchard. Bouchard plays it in behind the net a couple of times, backhand, forehand. Still doing it, looking for an open lane. And he's taking his sweet time. I mean, the Oilers might as well, right? They got all the time in the world. That puck gets deflected, though. Bouchard literally decided to fire it through 2 men right in front of the net from the Minnesota Wild. That was dangerous. Not the best idea, but worked out nonetheless, and it's chasing back into the Oilers' end as Broberg and Ekholm are on the ice, and that will be an icing call against the Minnesota Wild. Jack Campbell's had a fine game tonight. Obviously hoping for more from him. And yeah, you know, it's been a tough look there for the Wild, who have had all kinds of great angles on Campbell, and they just have not been able to solve them as much as maybe one might think they should have been able to, the way the Oilers have been playing tonight and giving up chances. 4:35 to go, back the other way, fired onto the stick of the Oilers off the face-off in the Wild end, and that will hop up and out of play. And I don't know what it is lately, I just don't notice as many pucks going up into the crowd as perhaps they once used to on deflections. I don't know what you guys have to say about that, but that's something I've noticed this year. Not a lot of pucks going up and out of play. 4:30 to go here in this second period, and my friends, the Wild are now out-shooting the Edmonton Oilers 18-17. That is not an unusual trend for the Oilers, who have not mustered a great performance in the shot department in terms of winning games yet. So we'll see if maybe a lower shot total is the secret to more wins this evening. Okay, is there anything else I need to make note of here on the stream? I don't think there is. We'll just quickly check Twitter here to make sure we're not missing anything. And look at that. Mr. Raphael Lavoie has scored a goal for the Bakersfield Condors. You love to see things like that. So that is where we're at as we're currently doing this. 4:17 to go here in this second period. Face off down. Philip Gustafsson pretty much corrals it right off and makes the save. He had 49 of them last time out, so we'll see what happens here. 4:16 to go here in the second period. 3-2 the Minnesota-Edmonton game as the Oilers have the lead. Draisaitl back on the ice. He's fine. Oilers player just got turfed in front, and then Kane tried to backhand it through Gustafsson. Just got shot it wide, more or less, as Kane's still out there rolling around. He's going to get to the near side. Ekholm will come back to the blue line. Ekholm will fire this one down low, blocked in front again by the Wild. We're just getting in front of everything right now. Ekholm's going to try and sift this one to the near side. Draisaitl goes right in front, buried is Kane. He takes out the stick of Gustafsson, and he will take a shot there from Eriksson Ek as well. And now Mr. Janmark will backhand it down low. This one comes off the end boards, and now how about this? The Oilers lost it in the middle of the ice, couldn't keep it in. Brock Faber down low. He will absorb contact from Kane. Missed most of it, thankfully. And here comes Derek Ryan. Hard on the puck. Blocks it from exiting the zone. Keeping it in for a second or two longer than it should have. Faber with the second opportunity will fire it up and out. The Oilers, though, cut it off. Broberg able to chip it back to the Wild blue line. They come across to the Oilers. Kind of heavy on the sticks, but the Wild continue possession. And they're going to play this one right up along the boards and chip it backhand onto the tape of Jack Campbell, who leaves it there for Brett Kulak off the boards. Nice play, and now near side Connor Brown. Brown comes up along the wall. He's going to work across the Wild blue line. Down low, John Merrill has it. He will fire it right up the middle and come back the other way as this one works off the boards, and they're looking for something here as Vinny Desharnais tries to backhand, and then he went forehand and more or less turned it over as the Wild, a shot from the point, blocked in front, goes up off the glass. Desharnais leans into his man. He's going to try and ride him right out. Did it. The Oilers with possession here. Kulak will come across the blue line, fire it into the Wild end, right in on Gustafsson, who deflects into the corner. Perfect play for Dylan Holloway, who's getting hooked all the way, and for some reason couldn't seem to get a call, draw a call. That's what I'm trying to say. Darnell Nurse will come over the blue line and play it there. Another stick has been lost on the ice. That is a record-breaking amount, it feels like, tonight. The Wild players, the Oilers players, have been dropping sticks all over the ice, and this one comes back, cut off there for Fogle. Fogle will come across the blue line, tipped in on by Hyman. Fogle picks it up in behind the net, turns it over for a brief moment to Addison. Crashing the boards is CC, down low to Fogle. Fogle with the puck still, back to Nugent. Hopkins' shot comes through, blocked in front on the way through, and well, that was a good look for Nuge, just trying to find a hole. $1:30 to go here in this second period of play. The Oilers need something here in this game. Again, one greasy hit away from exploding, and the Wild onside somehow, some way with that puck. And $1:20 to go here in this period as Evander Kane takes Gaudreau right to the ice, then gives him a two-hander, what for? And this one will come back the other way now. Leon Draisaitl comes over the blue line. Kane over, and now here's Ekholm. Ekholm tries to tuck it far post. Gustafson's down, and the Wild goaltender makes an immaculate save against the post. Just literally clinic there of stealing the post with the pad and then putting the foot over the post so as it can't go goal line. But good work there from the Oilers to drive the net, and Kane's buzzing around the net as well. Something should be breaking at some point for the Edmonton Oilers. Josh, do you think Campbell should start over Skinner, bounce back here? It's not should Jack start over Stewart or should Stewart start over Jack. It's you go out there and make these guys prove who's going to give you the wins, right? Make them earn it, and that's exactly what Mr. Jay Woodcroft is going to do here. And Kyle, your company there, so friends. If you see it in the chat, Kyle, if you want to give some details there so as I can do a proper thing for you, I wouldn't mind doing that for you. As that's a trip up there for Matthias Janmark, trying to win that puck battle. The Wild able to peel it off the boards, and they chip to the far side. Kaprizov out to the middle. Here's that open look. Ooh, nope, I thought Kaprizov was going to get open there for you, Gillis, but he didn't do it that time. And now instead the Wild, Zuccarello is open. Yeah, there's another open look from the slot, and Jack Campbell equal to the task. Zuccarello goes back down low to Kaprizov. He loses the handle. 36 seconds to go in the second period, and the Wild are running show in the Oilers zone here, moving this puck around. Nice pickup, nice shot, nice kick save by Jack Campbell. Matthias Janmark, though, with the puck now. He will pick it up. Kaprizov battles it off the boards, and this one comes back to the blue line. And this will come free for Draisaitl, who's got Kane with him. Kane's onside. Draisaitl chips back to Ekholm. Ekholm goes across far side to Draisaitl. Same situation as last time. The Oilers have a few seconds to work with late, and they again turn it over, and that will end more or less the period as the buzzer sounds. And that will do it for us here in the second period of play. Friends, welcome aboard. I see about 65 of you along for the ride here tonight. Glad to have you. If you haven't already, hit that like button here on the stream. I'd appreciate if you could do that. We are 14 away from 50, and that would be a nice little milestone to hit by the end of tonight's action. And I do appreciate all 36 of you who have hit it so far for me. As the Oilers players go off the bench, so do the Wild, and we've got a stoppage for an intermission. As Spencer, I know the Oilers will be fine, but the thing is, being fine and being as dominant as we're supposed to be are two different things. So I think the panic early on is because of the expectations, not because of necessarily this team is too good to do this. I mean, on my end it is, but it's again, you talk a tough game and you suck. That's a bigger problem than you're a good team and you suck. Those are two totally different things. But yeah, it's definitely way too early, and there's way too much talent on the squad to not get somewhere this year. Problem is, how far do you go? You went 3 rounds 2 years ago. You only went 2 this year. If you go only 1 next year, that's going to be a bit of an issue there. God, which app do I use? Well, in the States, if you're a Minnesota Wild fan, you're going to want to use ESPN Plus. That's what I will tell you. ESPN Plus is the go-to for that. And yeah, no, Kaprizov is definitely a beauty out there. He's a talented hockey player, smooth skater, kind of a Connor McDavid light, if you would. And some nights I think Kaprizov is just as good at doing what Kaprizov does as Connor McDavid is at doing what Connor McDavid is doing. So let's see. Let me just reply to some text here. Let's see what else we can do. Friends, we'll recap the period quickly, and then we will take a quick moment to run upstairs and do that thing that we do. Refill the water bottle. So Warren Fogle gets goal number 3 of the period or season in his second goal of the game from Darnell Nurse and Zach Hyman. Hyman draws assist number 5 of the year, and that's a big gift for the Edmonton Oilers, who need Hyman, Bouchard, Draisaitl, Kane, McDavid, obviously Nugent Hopkins as well, all to have big point years. And it's nice to see some of the depth guys stepping up with some assists and goals, like Warren Fogle, and obviously too Matthias Ekholm and Darnell Nurse getting on the board for the first time. The Oilers 21-20 in the shot department, 11-13 the hits for the Wild, 24-15 the face-offs for the Oilers. So here's the thing, the Oilers are controlling the face-offs through 2 periods of play. I told you the Oilers need to go out there and dictate how they want the third period to go in the second period. obviously hang on by the seat of your pants because it's going to be dangerous towards the end, but the Oilers get the job done and they finish the second up, so hopefully they do the third as well. And then no real major penalties that period, right? The Oilers take it too many men, but nothing too substantial from either team after basically a 7 penalty period last period because of the 2 fighting majors. And obviously too, the giveaways, takeaways, pretty much dead even, block shots same as well. So nothing substantial happening here for either team in that second period other than the Edmonton Oilers scoring a huge goal to begin that hockey game. There's the Blake Coleman goal that scores him the 1-0 lead for the Calgary Flames. And it's 1-0 in the first intermission. So let's quickly take a look there at the fantasy team again, and then I will run upstairs and make note of what's going on here. But fantasy team, as we go reload this up, the score is now tied 7-7. If you would believe it, you'll love to see it. That's huge for me. And the problem is I only have 45 games this week, so I'm going to lose bad. This guy has 54 games. That's a big issue. -6 I am. 3 power play points though. Shots on goal, I hold an edge. And block shots, wins, goals against average, shots against, and saves, I hold the advantage as well. So now it's just maybe go out there tomorrow and get this job done. Trevor Zegras can do something here. Boone Jenner and Johnny Gaudreau as well playing Anaheim. Taylor Radish has got a little bit left, and Seth Jones, Neil Pionk as well, but there's not much else to really happen here. Ryan Pulock lost 7-4 to the Colorado Avalanche and still managed a pretty good game, but it is killing me that I've got Warren Fogle on my bench for this game. I knew I should have started him over Mr. Max Domi, but Jake Ottinger, star of the night for me, 1 goal against, 38 plus saves. All right, let's go here, friends, quickly to the comments. We are at Mr. Dean saying Soup made some amazing saves that period. Yes, he did. And with that, friends, I'm going to leave you to go upstairs quickly. We're 9 likes away from 50. If you can make that happen while I'm gone, that'd be amazing. But I'll be right back. I promise you that. Alright, friends, let's resume this. Like I said, just a quick run upstairs to get the job done of doing the refill and all that. What do we got? We got a good hockey game brewing here. Hopefully the Oilers come through with a big victory tonight, move back to 2-3-1, and then we should be good to go here in a matter of moments. Yeah, as it comes right now, Jack Campbell's been amazing, hasn't he? I think that's a fair assessment of this hockey game. 950 save percentage, so another night where he could definitely change the tune of his season. Sorry, 900. I miscalculated. I thought he only had 1 goal against that. I was thinking Jake Ottinger there. But Jack Campbell, yeah, doing his thing tonight, making some unreal saves, and obviously keeping the Oilers very much in this hockey game. So we'll see if the Oilers can indeed hold the lead or not. It'll be interesting to see, like I said, if they do it, because We choked it last time out against the Winnipeg Jets. Let's not do it this time out against the Minnesota Wild, right? The old Central Division. Let's not do it. Yeah, see what happens, I guess. Watch time update? Yeah, we could probably do that as well, friends, as this is going to be the interesting part of this year, is the watch time is going to be much higher than I think years previous because of those playoff runs. How about this? 84 hours and a quarter going into this middle part of the intermission. So, yeah, let's see what happens here, because obviously 100 hours, 125 hours, that goes a long way at the end of the year to making sure those YouTube stats look better than last season, or last year and last season, I guess you could say. So let's just hope it works out and get this job done. Kyle, to your point, the Oilers playing lights out. Oil have to quit, or not the Oil, the Campbell's doing his thing lights out. The Oilers have to quit turning the puck over and limit the Oilers' shot or Wild shot. It was a long day at work. That's all I can blame this on, really. Limit the Wild shots in the third period. Yeah, that's a big part. Is, again, to Gillis's point, lots of open looks in the slot, but lots of open looks all over the place too, and that is because turnovers. But the Oilers too, maybe not necessarily turning over the puck, just not winning puck battles on a loose 50-50 puck. So hopefully they can kind of figure that one out a little bit here too as well. And then that gets us going. I guess that would be the big part for me. They're showing the transformation of Commonwealth Stadium right now currently, getting it all ready for the Heritage Classic, of course. Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time on Sportsnet is the Heritage Classic. 2003 to 2023, the 20th anniversary, and Bob Stauffer now joins Gene Principe. So, all right, let's keep doing this whole thing. We got a lot to do here in this second intermission in terms of talking about Warren Fogle. Guys, we're talking all about Stuart Skinner and Jack Campbell and all the goaltending and the defense. Warren Fogle providing very important, I guess what you could say is, depth scoring for the Edmonton Oilers. It has been huge for Warren Fogle in 2 games where the Oilers have needed him to step up as he's been elevated up the lineup. He has 1 goal the game previous against Nashville and 2 goals tonight against Minnesota, right? Both games coming off of 2 losses in a row, and the Oilers all of a sudden getting a response here from Warren Fogle. So hopefully for the Oilers, you go out there and get this job done. Ace, to your comment on Campbell, you know the old adage. I don't have to tell you the old adage. I know you're not going to let me sneak this one past you, but I don't know why you opened up for it. You know, sometimes to be good, you got to be lucky, and to be lucky, you got to be good. That's the adage. We know that, tried and true. And for Jack Campbell, it's working just decent tonight. So again, maybe exactly where you were going with it, maybe not. But again, I'll take lucky and I'll take good, preferably both in the same night. And that's what we're getting out of Jack Campbell this evening. I appreciate that from him, as it seems to be working out well for the Oilers, who have only given up 2 goals through 2 periods. And as well, check these standings here. This is where it gets ugly for the Edmonton Oilers. You got to remember, they've bled goals this year. They've given up 20. They've only scored 13. So you're going to change the differential there if you score a second goal, an empty netter or something tonight, and move it maybe to 17 and 22. That'd look much better than 13 and 20, I will tell you that much. And for the Oilers as well, snap this 4 losses in the previous 5, and 4 losses in the previous 5, and go 2-2 and 1 in the previous 5 through the first 6 games at a 2-3 and 1 record, and suddenly move up to 5 points, and you're in the conversation there towards the top half of the conference, just like that. So tonight, lots could happen still across the NHL, but we'll take it. The Oilers need as much as they can get in terms of help in this victory, and we'll see if they can do it this evening against the Minnesota Wild in this third period. All right. Jack Campbell doing his thing here. And obviously, big thing for him is, I think for Jack Campbell, the first 2 goals went in. And what we would have seen out of Soupy last year is he would have been rattled, right? We would have been, that's it. You see 2 bad goals go in, whether it's his fault or the defense, he's done. Whereas right away after that second goal went in, he started locking it down, started doing his thing and just kind of holding it together and getting it to a position where he commands the crease, not the team dictates what is happening. And he's done a good job since. So hopefully it works out for him here for us tonight. So let's see what the Oilers have for us in this, I guess, third period coming up. Feeling a bit of pain here, so try and work out the muscles a little bit. It's a big thing. Don't get as much work in at work anymore. A lot of computer work nowadays, so that's why you'll see from time to time I will be lifting the weights on stream, just basically to make sure I get moving. I did a big renovation to the studio. Not that you can see it behind me, you'd see it in front of me, just basically to free up the resistance bike again, so as I can more or less get back to moving my legs a little bit. I can feel myself losing a little bit of the leg strength, speed that I had gained over the summer again from playing ball. So hopefully gain that back before the end of winter and get this whole ball season really going. I will tell you what was weird about ball was I was really in my head about, man, I'm rolling over, pushing it to shortstop, grounding out, getting lucky on errors. Got to stop that. So I really made a conscious effort to push to the right side of the field. And for some reason, it was not working like it used to. Maybe I have a little bit too much ball ability now compared to where I was 5 years ago or so. And basically, I was shooting it really hard over top of the right side dugout. So one of my veteran teammates who helped us win a championship this year, as we all helped us win a championship this year, gave me a little bit advice there going into the last week of games and said, just step back, and just open up a little bit, right? You're rolling over to the left side, but that means you got a little something there as well. You can do something, and I know I can do damage to the left side of the field. It's just a matter of getting that swing back. And I tell you, I took that advice second or third at bat of the last game we played on the big field, and it was a 7th inning center field solo shot, and nothing's felt that much better since, because that was really special to be able to cap off pretty much my season by hitting only my 2nd home run. I've never hit 3 in a year, so I've maxed out the career high again this year, but that's pretty much how ball went this year. So see what happens. And Jack, in terms of getting my legs back in action, strap on the skates. Trust me, I got to do that. But I have to show you my skates. I don't think any of you have ever seen them, to be honest with you. Now, when it comes to hockey equipment, I tell you, friends, I spent a lot of money in high school, when I had money in high school, on hockey skates. But I tell you, the best hockey skate I have ever found, and the best hockey skate I will ever have, is the good old Micron 1070 Mega. I tell you, something I don't know if I ever showed a bunch of you in the YouTube world ever before, but this is my dad's old boots from way back in the day. I've grown into them over the past few years, thankfully. But yeah, you know what? 1070 microns, megas, beauty of a skate. Yeah, the blades are really, really beat up over the years. I've got to get them sharpened this year before hitting the ice. But trust me, these things still rip just dandy. And if a guy knew how to skate a little bit better, I could probably make them work real nice. But they're that old rigid side boot. They keep the ankle nice and tight. If I ever took a puck off the foot, I'd want to keep that on for a few days, I'm sure. But no, yeah, those skates are absolute beauties. Yeah, 100%. I probably will never get rid of those. Those will be my skates for the rest of my life, for the 2 or 3 times a year that I get out in southern Alberta, because Chinooks. But yeah, no, I absolutely love those. And one of the best things I ever, I guess you could say, stole from my dad back in the day is grade 12 came around and I didn't have skates, and I'm like, man, I really want to go skating, go shoot the puck around, but I'm not spending $170. I got college to pay for, and I went out there and stole those out of the deepest, darkest corner of the basement, kind of the corner of the basement my dad hadn't touched since he was, I don't know, maybe 18, 19 himself, and ripped those out, cleaned them up. Not that they're very clean nowadays, but cleaned them up and have put them to work ever since. So there you go. That's a little story for you to kill the rest of the intermission. Trust me, we'll make these happen over the course of this the winter time. There's always time for story time. Here we go. Warren Fogle in the opening face-off for the Edmonton Oilers. Goals by period 9-7-0. That is an ugly situation for the Oilers. Shots in the third period, the lowest out of the 3 periods they've played. 43, 63 in the first, 72 in the second. So the Edmonton Oilers ready to go to action here and try and do the job that changes the tide in this hockey game. Friends, we're closing in on 100 hours. We'll have it before the next commercial break, I tell you that much. Jack Campbell on the ice, ready to get things going with Nugent Hopkins, Fogle, and Hyman. As Nuge draws into the face-off against Hartman. Hartman wins it back. Here's where Danger Alley starts. As this one gets going into the middle of the ice. Kaprizov will fight him off to the far side. And this one comes right up the middle in front of Jack Campbell. He couldn't handle it, nor could Kalen Addison. Now here's the shot for the Wild. Wide open was Hartman over top of the net off the deflection. And this one comes back. Hyman goes. Fogle plays it to the blue line. Wild, well, pretty much swallow it up in the middle of the ice. This one comes back free for Kaprizov, who backhands far side. Rebound in front. The Wild, I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful goal. I butchered the call, but what a play by the Minnesota Wild. I don't care what you say about the Oilers defense on that one. That's kind of Connor McDavid-esque, Leon Draisaitl-esque movement. And the Wild whipped that puck around 3 ways to Sunday and find the back of the net. Watch this one here. The Oilers get caught flat-footed in the neutral zone, sure, but the Wild, beautiful spin move by Kaprizov. Wide open, tic-tac-toe in front, and that is absolutely unreal. Kaprizov to handle it, but it was. And we should be good to go. Sorry, that is the one time of the game where the connection's going to cut out. The Oilers in on the attack here. Can't seem to do it. This one comes back into possession for the Oilers. Going to bat it off the boards and free it up into the Minnesota end. Can't get that one to go where it needs to go. And let me see if I can just go live. I am live. Good to see. And 18:45 to go here in this third period of play. Round across the line. He will try and play this one. And it looks like we've disconnected again briefly. Just a couple of internet connection issues. No problemo. And we are good to go back the other way as Vinny Desharnais sees it blocked off there. Jack Campbell will play it off the boards over to Brett Kulak. Kulak will fire it up and over top of the Wild. And here come the Oilers back the other way. Ryan McLeod in on the attack. Shot fired up off of Philip Gustafson as Ryan McLeod handles it to Dylan Holloway. Couldn't do the job. 17:50 to go here in this third period as Dylan Holloway absorbs huge contact but stays on his feet. And this one's backhanded ahead by the Oilers to Frederick Gaudreau, who's got it at his own blue line. He'll play it across to the Oilers blue line where the Oilers almost miscue that one off the stick of Brett Kulak. Draisaitl with this puck. He's going to play it up ahead. Comes up over the ice and Adam Ernie will play it ahead into the Wild zone. Crashing and banging is Ernie, but he doesn't do much banging as he comes back the other way to turn that puck over for the Edmonton Oilers. Draisaitl at center trying to play this puck. He's got it in the feet of Kaprizov. Derek Ryan absorbs a shot and the Wild just playing it back into their own zone. And like I said, friends, yeah, a little bit of doubts creeping into my mind right now. But again, if the Oilers win in a shootout, that's as good as a 3-2, 7-2, nothing win for me. As Kaprizov, beautiful move, great block by Darnell Nurse to swallow up the backhand door. And here comes Warren Fogle across the line. He's got the shot, rips it on Gustafson, who kicks it out last second. Cody Ceci keeps it in. Fogle looking for the hat trick. He's going to be shooting all night now. Here's Cody Ceci clapping one on net, blocked in front. Warren Fogle to the puck first. He turns it over half boards. And this one comes in and Fogle was taken down to the ice. He gets up slow, but he's back, ready to get on side. He is across and he's on side. He's over to Zach Hyman near side boards. Hyman around in behind the net. He will play this one off to the far side to gather steam. Gets it to the point. Shot fired down low. This one comes near side on the deflection off the end boards. Fogle comes up with it to Nugent Hopkins. This line's buzzing again. Shot drifted off the blocker. Picked up now by Matthias Janmark. Janmark in behind the net. He's still got the puck somewhere lost in the paraphernalia. He'll backhand it over to Kane. Kane needs a big goal here. That would be huge from Evander Kane. Backhand shovel. Gustafsson saw him walk out. Makes the save. The Oilers come alive there after giving up the goal. A good response to get some shots on net. And this one, what a beautiful, here's the replay of that Minnesota goal. I don't know how in the world you make a skate pass for a one-timer, but you do. And what an unreal play there from the Minnesota Wild to make it happen. Here's Kaprizov backhanding it off the shin pads of Darnell Nurse. Good work there for the Oilers. Doing the job, and Evander Kane driving the net as well. Good play there. So here we go. This one coming in front for the Wild, almost a turnover. And this one will come back now for the Oilers, back the other way. Here's Janmark over to Broberg. Broberg, the shot, fans on it. He carries on down low. Ekholm fires the shot, can't do it. Here's now Leon Draisaitl still in possession. He's got Kane shot miffed. I don't know what the word is. Miffed, I think, is because he's upset. Muffin on net either way. Kane fires the shot, deflected in front. Ekholm's down low. I don't know why, but the Oilers doing this job as Janmark will rotate around to the point and try and keep possession. The Oilers really driving the net here and doing all kinds of good things. This one coming back the other way, though. Here comes Vinny Desharnais back in position against Pat Maroon. Long reach, able to disrupt Maroon down low to the boards. Taken down is Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm's got Vinny Desharnais helping him. And this good shift here from the defense as they come up with this puck. Leon Draisaitl across the Minnesota line. That's about as far as he will get. 14:45 to go here in this third period of play. The Wild play it in front. Now hops up over Johansson's stick, and that will allow the Wild to get a change, and so too the Oilers. This one's lifted out to center. Coming in on it is Ryan McLeod. He couldn't get to the puck. Picking it up now instead is Dylan Holloway. Holloway will play this one around down to the boards, trying to come somewhere with his puck. He gets it free. Connor Brown on the spot. He gets knocked down, and an Oilers player tapped it away from him anyway. 14:16 to go, and the Oilers will come up as Gaudreau comes up the ice with the puck. He'll backhand it in. The Oilers see Jack Campbell out to play it. He comes up to the boards, and here comes Cody Ceci playing it across to the middle. Chasing after it is Dylan Holloway. Nothing happening here as the Wild collect the puck, rim it around the boards, and pick it into the neutral zone. Oilers pick up at center ice. Darnell Nurse fires it in just like that. 13:50 to go, and the Wild have this puck. Derek Ryan on the ice giving chase. Kaprizov can't seem to do anything either. And this one comes back now for the Wild into the zone. Adam Ernie goes down low as this one picked up by Kaprizov. Kaprizov wheeling and dealing now near side. The shot, John Merrill into the pads of Jack Campbell. The save is made as Ernie lands right on top of Brock Faber. And that will do it for that chance on goal for the Minnesota Wild. Wild. Let's look at this. Beautiful. They're going to show that on the highlight reels all week. What a pass there from Matt Zuccarello. Friends, if you have not hit the like button yet on this stream, I encourage you to do so, because you want to see things get crazy in the last 5 minutes of this stream. The more you hit the like button, the more likely that is to happen. And also, if you are new to the channel, I need you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel as well. I'd really appreciate that, hitting the subscribe button on Dolynny TV to stick around and catch more of these live streams or catch some videos. I tell you, the live to video only audience is actually really split right now. I like to try to chop that down a little bit. So if you want to come on by for the videos as well, I strongly encourage that. We try to cover the Oilers news of the day, but again, it's hard to when you've got a live stream at 7 o'clock. All right, here we go, friends. Just a quick recap of what's going on in the back end of the stream, as I've been hitting that subscribe button ad all night. How about that? 12,808. So looking for 2 more to hit 12,810. Kind of a weird number, but again, getting closer and closer by the day to that 13,000 marker that we should be able to hit sometime by the end of November, so long as the Oilers go out there and win some hockey games. But again, we're almost beat 70 viewers live at once, so we are approaching the end of the game here, friends. Just a reminder, too, the Oilers currently have it tied 3-3 against the Minnesota Wild, so we'd like to see them do something, a little something here to get that changed late in this one. Just to make mention of the scores tonight, Canucks are up 3-2 on the Predators, and the Flames are tied 1-1 with the Rangers. The Kings are up 3-1 on the Coyotes, and the Flyers and Golden Knights yet to get underway here as they're still delayed for some weird reason. Who knows? But Evander Kane, our guy, we're watching to see if he can do the job here in this one to obviously help the Oilers win this hockey game. The face-off for the Wild, they win it back, and Kane, despite sitting in the penalty box for 5 minutes today, well, he has a grand total of 15 minutes of ice time. You won't hear him saying anything about the coach's ice time. And what a bad, oh my goodness, what a bad break there for the Oilers. And that is ugly. And looks like Jay Woodcroft is talking about something on the bench. We might have a challenge coming here, just to say. But that is about as ugly as it's going to get for the Oilers. 2 big passing plays here from the Wild. I think this is just a one that bounced in off the end boards. And no, it's Bouchard mishandling it, actually. Sorry, I saw it go off the side of the net. That's all I could see. Wow. Bouchard just, again, dangerous at both ends. Turns it all up. And, yeah, that can't be on Jack Campbell at all. He's bailed you out all game. And all of a sudden, it ends up back of the net. Like I said, Kaprizov is going to find his chances. And Gillis TV make note that the Oilers had been bleeding chances in the slot. That one finished off, cost them. And Jack Campbell will freeze this puck with 12:57 to go here in this third period of play. And that is absolutely unreal to watch the Oilers bleed that goal just like that. Again, I said that not capitalizing on those power plays was going to cost us. And now here we are, down 4-3 in the third period without a goal all season in the third period. This is absolutely unbelievable, to be honest with you. There's this one coming back the other way now. Kane's going to get to the attack. Kane will fire the shot. It's blocked in front. Scramble in front ensues. Draisaitl's got it at the side of the net. Short side. Janmark hits the crossbar. Kane plays back in front. Draisaitl short side shot from a far angle. Can't get it going. And now Draisaitl's going to try and find this puck free. He can't do it. Off the boards. CC gloves it down. Draisaitl wrapped up. Takes a bonk of the head off the glass. And while this one comes to the far side, the Oilers keep it in. Derek Ryan fires it down low. Oilers unable to do anything here. And this one comes back to the middle of the ice. And nothing is happening. Illich, welcome in from Germany. Again, friends, welcome aboard if you're from abroad or you're from here in Canada. It's glad to have you along as we are going to creep up and watch this game come down to the wire. I hope the Oilers tie it up, give us shootout, give us overtime, and give us a victory. But not looking good here without a goal all 5 games to start this season in the third period. And now they need one or they lose this hockey game. 11:42 to go in this third period. This one back to the boards here for Derek Ryan. He will try and do the job here. Can't do it. And how about this? It escapes back into the Oilers' end. Kulak giving chase for Desharnais. Sealing off the front of the net for the pass in case of bad bounce. It comes all the way down the ice. And that will be to the near side boards. Banging is McLeod trying to come up with it. Can't do it against John Merrill. 11:18 to go here in this third period of play. Time winding down as it often has this season on the Edmonton Oilers in this third period. Ekholm backhands it along the boards. This one turned over right in front. The Wild thankfully mishandle it. Jake, welcome in as well, as we're going to see a whole bunch of friends come aboard here late in this hockey game. 11 minutes to go. Jack Campbell makes another save. But, yeah, no, this is getting ugly for the Edmonton Oilers, I'll tell you that much. And it is all, as it has been all season, self-inflicted wounds, individual mistakes, costing them. This one there, a good chance there for Janmark, couldn't bury it. And the Oilers just not moving their feet. But this one here, John Merrill fires it up off the stick of Jack Campbell and to play. 10:53 to go here in this third period of play. I will tell you, friends, one thing when it comes to what the Oilers need to do is they need to send down Derek Ryan. I'm not saying Derek Ryan isn't a good player. I'm not saying anything personally against Derek Ryan. You got to send him down just simply to bring up somebody else that can maybe inject something into your lineup, because right now it's not looking good for the Oilers, and Derek Ryan is your most expendable forward for sure. So this one comes back to the point, as that's Cody Ceci losing the battle. Darnell Nurse plays this puck ahead. The Oilers lunging at this puck, losing it. 10:20 to go here in this third period. And I mean, yeah, you could send down Adam Ernie as well. I would not mind that at all. But this one comes free to the near side boards for the Wild. 10:10 remaining here in this third period of play. And this one comes right in front. Again, the Oilers able to seal it off, though, by Nurse. And this one to the near side boards. The Oilers just watching the Wild run around in their own zone and do their thing. And this has been a problem all game. This one comes right in to the high slot. Faber's going to fire the shot. Deflects up over top of the net. 9:47 to go here in this third period of play. The Wild lead 4-3. And this one comes back down low. Eriksson Ek leaves it there for Johansson. Eriksson Ek will lift it over to the far side. And this comes free for the Wild. Pass in front. What a move from Eriksson Ek. Goal. 5-3 on the spot. Wow. All right. It was looking real good. You know, I thought we were going to be able to survive our own mistakes, but not this evening, my friends. The Oilers down 5-3 with 9:32 to go in this period. And watch this one here. Just losing battles all over the ice. And, I mean, Eriksson Ek gets lost in behind the net. And, I mean, everybody on the Oilers forgets that there's a player or two players kind of below those hash marks. And everybody's just standing still. You watch this replay. Nobody's really moving their feet. Everybody is standing still, and it is just ugly, just like that. Wow, that's tough. 9:32 to go here in this third period of play, and this one comes free off the face-off for Matthias Ekholm. 9:28 to go in the third period. This one played down low to Philip Gustafsson, who again did enough to beat the Oilers, it looks like. This one's going to come free into the Oilers zone, picked up by Ekholm again. Near side pass to Bouchard. Bouchard across the line. And I guess here's the thing. How much are the Oilers going to quit here in this third period? I mean, you can still come back down 2. Not that we have much faith they will, but you just don't quit, right? That's the big thing. Just don't quit. And it looks like maybe the Oilers might just end up doing that here, as this top line is looking more like a C line right now for the Oilers. This one comes in behind the net. Drysdale tries to throw a hit. Doesn't really even knock his man down. Bouchard taking to a knee. Ernie out there as well now with Ekholm. As this one comes over to Bouchard down low. Drysdale. Bouchard slap shot. Doesn't make any difference. 8:27 to go here in the third period. 5-3. And this one comes back. Evander Kane will backhand it in behind the net against the Wild. Now, I'm sorry, this is the tough part, is you have to sit here and slug it through, because I've quit enough live streams this season that I'm not going to quit this one when it's going as well as it is. But the tough part is, this is just game in, game out. The Oilers continue to give you reasons not to watch hockey, and that is tough as tough can get, let me tell you. But to give you an update on the watch time, I guess, look at it from this point. How about this? 114 hours. So we're gonna see what happens. This is a face-off for the Oilers. They win it back, but Kaprizov is first on the spot. And this one comes back for Kaprizov, who will backhand this one into the middle of the ice. He's going to come right in on the attack. Kaprizov dancing through. Thankfully, Kulak deflects him to the outside. Now Hartman looking to play this one from in behind. The Oilers get it to Zuccarello at the high point here. The puck comes up off the legs of Zuccarello. And this one a shot whipped there by Zuccarello. 7:43 to go in this third period. And wow, the Oilers just really given no excuse to watch, or no reason to watch them here at all the past few months. And not sure what the Oilers need to do here to solve this, but they look discombobulated in the preseason, and they look still just as discombobulated 6 games in to this regular season so far. So at some point you got to figure it out, and I mean that time's getting to be close here, because for the Oilers, if you don't figure it out, you're gonna, as Pete's saying, you can start kissing the playoffs goodbye. Obviously, this Oilers team, being a second half team and being as good as they are too good not to sneak in and as at least at worst the seed in the West. But I'm sorry, when you have the expectations you don't just sneak in as the 8th seed in the West. So yeah, right now as it comes, friends, yeah, a lot of bashing of the Oilers already, and now they're giving you a lot of reasons to do it post game. See what happens, I guess. But again, just Jay Woodcroft game in, game out, saying this team's not doing enough, not doing good enough, and he again gets what he gets tonight from this hockey team, and it's all self-inflicted wounds. That's the worst part, right? It's, yeah, you know what, the one goal Minnesota had, beautiful play again, but when you give up 5, you're still giving up 4 self-inflicted wounds. You give up 1 beautiful goal, you're going to win 90% of your games with this offense. You give up 4 goals that you created yourself, you're going to lose 90% of the games. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So, all right, face off for the Minnesota Wild in the offensive zone here. And again, to Jack, your point, the coach has not lost the team. The team just never showed up. The team literally has not been here at all season, all preseason. They showed up to Edmonton 2 weeks early for captain skates, and I'm pretty sure all they did there was probably lacrosse moves, right, Michigans, and flips from behind the net. Like, they obviously didn't practice anything about being a hockey team. They just decided to literally, you know what the term is, right? 4-letter word that ends with a K, around all captain skates, and then they had no chemistry going into preseason, and then unfortunately had guys they had to give time to, and this team never figured out how to play. Again, that's all this is they just have not figured out anything here so far in this first 6 games, and they just don't learn anything. As this one comes back into possession for the Wild, Kaprizov across the line, picked off by Warren Fogle, who again has been your lone bright spot. He's hauled down. The Wild take a tripping call, and we'll have a power play with 7:15 to go here in this third period. And yeah, friends, again, all the bashing aside, it's big things. This Oilers team is too good not to turn it around, but how long do you have to wait to turn it around? That's my that's where I'm upset the most right now with this Oilers squad, I guess you could say, is I'm waiting for them to turn it around, and they just keep waiting it out. As here we go. We're going to have a face-off to the left or right of Philip Gustafson. And this one comes back as Evan Bouchard will play it off to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Back to Bouchard. The shot through! Scores! Evan Bouchard, 2-goal game. Say what you might about how bad the D-core is. They've scored some big goals the last 2 games. Evan Bouchard, multi-goal game, 7:05 to go here in this third period. And just like that, we have life again. That's our first third period goal, by the way. Evan Bouchard on the power play. That shot is getting some respect. And how about that? It's because he's putting it in the back of the net. Leon Draisaitl tees him up. And I think, in fact, Evander Kane might have tipped that puck. My apologies. Evander Kane indeed tipped that puck. To my friends that were saying Kane needed one, how about that? Kane gets one on the power play. A tip in front. And Evander Kane is off the schneid, you could say, scoring his first of the season. 7:05 to go here in the third, and you could feel it was going to be a big game for Kane, and indeed it has been. Here's Bouchard loading up the shot again. Shot comes through, tipped in front, and it goes into the near side corner. Janmark didn't know where it went. Hot after it, Bouchard looking along the boards. Here's Draisaitl dipsy doodle to try and get past man. Kane's going to poke it ahead, then whack it down in the near side corner, or far side corner. Kane behind the net to Draisaitl. Here we go. The Oilers have chosen to show up here late in the third period, and now Draisaitl fires the shot, blocks it up and out of play. So there you go. Jack, Gordie Howe hat-trick for Evander Kane. Yes, indeed. Evander Kane comes up with a huge goal. Evan Bouchard, another point. You know what? He's going to cost you a lot of goals this year, but if he scores you 100 points, you live with it just the same way you live with Erik Karlsson. Oof. Good play from the Oilers. All right, this one comes back to Brett Kulak. Shot fired into the glove of Philip Gustafsson. And friends, we are ready to rock and roll, but we got an important sports update from Gillis TV. The Arizona Diamondbacks, those scrappy snakes, have beat the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 7 of the NLCS, sorry. And guess what? That means they're going to the World Series to face Texas. Talk about some weird situations. Arizona and Texas, the deserts show up. Here's Connor Brown along the goal line. He's going to play it right back to the point. This one now over to Vinny Desharnais. He plays it off the end boards. Here's Dylan Holloway. Holloway will play it back to the point to Vinny Desharnais. He keeps it onside. Holloway tips it over to Brown. Brown, the shot comes in. Derek Ryan trying to play this puck. Here's Brown getting it back to the point. The Oilers cycling through and involving the D-men here and keeping it onside have been the D-men. 5:49 to go here in this third period. Again, I was counting this game going down 2-0 or 2 goals and not having scored in the third period. But the Edmonton Oilers deciding to do their thing right here, right now. And hopefully, oh, here's Vinny Desharnais getting involved. We got a little bit of pushing and shoving in behind the net. Desharnais is going, and here's Foligno with the gloves off. He's throwing punches on Desharnais, and Desharnais's got his gloves off, and he's trying to get free from the linesman. Linesman ain't going to let it happen, but oh my goodness, those are 2 big boys that continue to try and get free. And Vinny Desharnais and Marcus Foligno shed the gloves and never throw hands, but Foligno wants a part of Desharnais. And yeah, he's talking real tough, getting behind the linesman. Hit me right here. Hit me on the chin, bud. But no, that's where we're at. Okay, that could have been a little boil over there at the end of this hockey game. We didn't get it. But the Oilers again dropped the gloves in some fashion. And we will go to commercial break here, friends. Welcome aboard to Dolynny TV. If you're new to the channel, we got a good game brewing, even though the Oilers have been absolutely terrible. To be honest with you, I don't know how we're still in this, yet here we are. Evander Kane, baby. That's all it comes down to. But if you are new to the channel, I want you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I want you to stick around, okay? See how much more fun this is once we get late in the game. You see how much more jacked up everybody gets in the chat. And it goes just like this. It's an old roller coaster every time the Oilers play, and that is nothing new this season. So welcome aboard, and I'm ready to rock and roll for this final 5-ish minutes of this period. As friends, we are looking forward to a good finish here. Let me tell you, too, we are absolutely going to line up a great evening of hockey tonight because, simply put, we have put up a grand total of 128 hours watched on the stream, which, friends, that is massive when it comes down to it at the end of the day, because you put this through, when it comes to it, good things happen when you do good things. So let's do this. Yeah, let's go see what happens here for the Oilers late in this hockey game. I'll tell you that much. Hopefully we can find a way to win this game. Obviously, I'm sure Twitter is just going absolutely nuts with this hockey game. Third period is starting between Bakersfield and Henderson, who I'm sure Henderson's putting up a good fight tonight. They usually do. And Kane, power play goal. Kane scores the Oilers' first third period of the goal of the season. They have life down 5-4 with 7 to go. Now only 5.5 to go in this third period. But the Oilers have been an absolute disaster class in their own end today as well. And again, end of the day, it's individual mistakes. The Oilers' defense isn't great, but it's also not the worst thing ever. They've had a much worse defense. Remember, at one point, Darnell Nurse and Ethan Bear were the Oilers' top pairing. You're kidding me if you think the Oilers' defense is worse now than it was then. Here we go. Remember, Brandon Manning was also an Oilers defenseman. That's a thing that existed. This one, back to the point. Brock Favors got it for the Wild off the face-off. It's a nice push there by Draisaitl to free up the puck. He's going to backhand lift into a soft spot on the ice. Actually, that wasn't Draisaitl. That was Matthias Janmark. Okay, weird. Kind of looked exactly like how Draisaitl would do it, but never mind, as Draisaitl's going to chip this one along the boards. Nothing happening here. It's 4-on-4 between the Oilers and the Minnesota Wild. The 50-50 pot obviously not doing much so far this game because it's an away game and it's the first round of this 50-50. Kaprizov trying to gather up this puck, can't seem to do it. And this one comes back the other way for the Oilers, who will chip to the far side. Picking it up is, Marcus Johansson, I do believe. And Johansson loses the handle. Cece, sorry, I am so lost at this point, it's not even funny. This one's been a roller coaster. This one comes back for Darnell Nurse. Nurse will play it off the boards to himself and walk free to the front of the net. He will now go in behind Jack Campbell for a brief moment and come back the other way. Here's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins across the line over to Warren Fogle. Fogle backhand, can't hit the net. And this one back freely for the Wild. Comes over to Kaprizov, chipped ahead. Bad read there by Bouchard again. Free man comes free, and that is a bad goal for Jack Campbell to give up, and that is a bad goal, period, for the Oilers to give up. A bad pinch. Ekholm overcommits. Jack Campbell lets a 5-hole slider, and it's 6-4 for the Minnesota Wild. Bad to worse to bad, and bad to worse again. Hat trick for the Minnesota Wild, by the way. And this is got Kaprizov's hands all over it. I know he was buzzing all game, and it was just a matter of time before he put his stamp on this game, kind of how Connor McDavid does, but this is just ugly. Kaprizov, beautiful chip, right with the long reach past Bouchard. Middleton steps up, and I mean, all that puck had to do was go in the net, and that's exactly what it did, as that's just guided. Zuccarello mishandled that, to be honest with you, and he punches it through 5-hole. You got to be good to be lucky, and lucky to be good. And I mean, when you score, sorry, that's Hartman's second career hat trick. When you got to score that many goals that way, oof, you're lucky and you're good. 4:10 to go in this third period, and the Oilers ain't going nowhere tonight. Ain't going nowhere. As Jay Woodcroft is losing his mind on the bench, and 4:10 here in this third period. Hartman, as they're still trying to discuss this, as Jay Woodcroft is ripping into Hyman for something. Now what is going on here? What is going on here? Jay Woodcroft is still smiling on the bench. And I guess this is going to be it. We're going to go right back to 5-on-5 here right away and play out the game, I guess you could say, as the Oilers, wow, absolutely embarrassing effort again tonight. And, yeah, that's where we're at. Embarrassing. All right, face-off win for the Oilers. Bouchard, as they will pull the goalie, essentially. Okay, we're going to pull Jack Campbell with 4 minutes to go. Leon Draisaitl falls down. And this one comes back the other way. And Hyman's going to battle along the boards, get it back free. Bouchard over to Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Shot down low. Shot comes up over top. Hyman can't cash it in. This is absolutely disgusting, to be honest with you. And the Wild have a power play or something. Oh my god, this scoreboard's all messed up. Marcus Foligno's going to get free, score the empty netter. Evander Kane not tough enough. 7-4. The Wild will take this one home if they don't score another one with 3:23 to go in this third period. And honestly, again, friends, the only way to fix this team is for this team to actually show up and play. Quite honestly, that's how bad this is. This team is a really good team, but they just don't want it. They don't want to be involved in winning it. They don't want to do anything to change the outcomes. And it's absolutely embarrassing for the Oilers that they decide night in, night out to show up with this effort to the rink. It's quite honest, right? They just don't seem to want to win. And this is where you're at. It's absolutely embarrassing. It's the exact same thing we saw in 17-18 and 18-19. Is this team did not want to show up and compete. This team did not want to show up and do their jobs for 60 minutes. And we're going to fall to 1-4-1 on the year in a cup or bust year. Absolutely embarrassing. 2:46 to go here, and this is, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. I can sit here and entertain you for the end of the period, but honestly, showing my displeasure is going to be much more impactful to 130 friends on the internet than it is to sit here and do the play-by-play. Because for the Oilers, friends, honestly, for the 130 that are showing up right now, I don't know why you even bother to be here. I understand if some of you are Wild fans. I get that. That's great. Good job on the win tonight. You burnt the Oilers, but at the end of the day, can you even take pride in beating an Oilers team that is this terrible? I mean, honestly, look at the lineup, and they muster this much mistake, this much error, this much don't give an you know what about winning the hockey game. This is just absolutely embarrassing, and just absolutely pathetic. They're skating a third too many men penalty against the Oilers. And I mean, what are you doing at this point? The Oilers just don't care. I don't want to say Jay Woodcroft's lost the team, because the team lost itself before he could even touch them. So that's where it's like the team never even showed up for the coach, right? He never had a shot to start the year, and it's probably nothing against the coach. The guys just didn't want to show up, but it's at the end of the day, what are we doing here? And this shot's blocked in front, but yeah, at this point, I mean, Ace, if you want to say three too many men caller on the coach, well, it don't matter what he's doing at this point. He could send 20 skaters over there, and they're still going to lose the hockey game. It's absolutely pathetic, the effort the Oilers have put forward through 6 games this season. And what have you seen in this game? Any of you, to watch this team turn around? Because I'm sorry, I have not seen a snippet of hockey that says this team's going to turn around. You beat Nashville. Imagine what the headlines would be had you lost to Nashville, right? That was a survival game. Let's not make it as bad as it needs to be. And obviously it is as bad as it actually is. And I'm very upset with this. I mean, I was sitting here saying I wasn't going to stream tonight because if I didn't stream, fun fact for you guys, in games that I have streamed this season, the Oilers have yet to win. Games I've gone to watch live, the Oilers are yet to win. The only game this season I sat on the couch and watched, that was that Nashville game. Guess what? They won. Again, at what point do you start thinking it's you? And I've had enough people say that to me over the course of 5 years doing this that it just makes you wonder, like, at what point do you just have to tune out? I did that for a year and a half. Guess what? I tuned out for a year and a half. The Oilers went to the 3rd round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I wonder why, right? That's, again, not to get down on myself, but geesh, something's got to give here. 50.3 seconds to go. And this is just, again, another absolutely embarrassing effort from the Edmonton Oilers. And no, this is unacceptable at best. Trust me, I'm about to lay into this whole situation as soon as we hit stop recording here. All right, friends, yeah. This is just another pathetic effort. Again, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Really do appreciate it. We got 20 seconds to go. And again, I'm sorry that this is the product you get at the end of the game. My apologies there. But again, this team gives me only what they give me. And that's what they give you also. So, again, friends, thank you so much for being aboard. If you are new to the channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button right now as we head into the final seconds of the game. Simply because I want you to come catch the post-game rant. It's pretty much going to be a rehash of a lot of what I just said. But again, at the end of the day, I want you there. I want you to help me get this out to as many people as possible. The more of my stuff you watch, the more reach it has, the more Oilers fans we reach, and maybe come to a consensus about how to solve this. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for being aboard. I am up on, out of here.